What a silly place. That's all I can tell you, baby. Silly. Tragic. Embarrassing. Humiliating. Degrading. Idiotic. Juvenile. Childish.
Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
But we are
rock solid. Apologize.
Well, congratulations. Get a life.
Oh, yeah, speaking of this, they must be smoking the really good stuff in that place. The shipment must have come in this week.
We're down in Jamaica in the Caribbean. They got the best herb that you ever seen. Ask anybody in that neighborhood. They tell you this the country where the ganja be good.
All right.
Rastaman has some he want to sell, and from a mile away you can detect the smell of smoke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. He light up the spliff and choke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. The ganja be good. You can carry lots of herb in the gunny sack. Smoke it every day until your lungs turn black. With all the money that we have made, Jamaica doesn't need any foreign aid. American tourists come here and say, got nothing like this in the USA. They smoke, smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. They light up the spliff and toke. They begin to cough and choke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. The ganja be good. Mama tell her son you are an awesome man. You like to smoke the giant spliff whenever you can.
Rock solid.
Many people coming here from miles around to buy the herb from you by the ounce and the pound. Rastaman say to her, Mama, you're right. The ganja be good tonight. And then they smoke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. They light up the spliff and choke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. Smoke, ganja, smoke, smoke. The ganja be good.
We got the staff shrink going to come in and give a group lobotomy is what I'm hearing. Unbelievable. But let me ask you something. How's Shaq doing?
Oh,
we'll find out.
Great.
We got the big Shaq press conference coming up 1 o'clock or a little bit after 1. There are boots. And, of course, we make way for that because when it comes to QAM, only the sports be good. Sports. Everything else, we're just filler here, just filler material. That's all we're doing. Just killing some time, chilling and killing. Well, the reason I played that bit, alarmed by reports that marijuana is becoming more potent than ever.
Oh, my God.
And that children are trying at younger and younger ages. Well, you can tell from the what's going on there at QAM. That obviously, it must be so strong they're like swooning from it. Because they're obsessed with even Moe shaved his head. That's a true story for those who didn't hear Moe this morning. Am I right?
Absolutely.
There you go. Shaved it clean. And his head, too. In honor of...
Shaq.
Right. Anyway. More children are trying at younger and younger ages in pot, too. U.S. officials are changing their drug policies. All you potheads out there.
Huh? What? Talking to me?
Yeah. Pot is no longer the gentle weed of the 60s and may pose a greater threat than cocaine or even heroin because so many more people use it. By the way, I'm drug-free. 2 weeks today. No sugar, no cake, no ice cream, no candy bars, no nothing. No sugar, 2 weeks.
Cake?
My blood sugar this morning was 78. I've lost 9 pounds in 2 weeks. Slowed down a little bit on that, but not because I'm eating any crap. No crap. Which I'm pretty excited about that. Anyway, officials at the National Institutes of Health and at the White House are hoping to shift some of the focus in research and enforcement from hard drugs, such as cocaine and heroin, to the wicked weed. So all you weed people out there, you better watch it because the pot police are going to come and kick your ass.
I guess we got to switch back to Coke now, Josh.
We better get with it because we only got 3 hours. And then, see, the audience isn't going to believe this, how childish and embarrassing this place is. But Clarence Darrow, who was a little child playing program director, I gave him a choice because he came in and wanted to make sure that we didn't play any like drop-ins during the press conference. Because some people, the 10 hockey fans we got in South Florida, may remember a couple of years ago that exciting press conference in which BT, Bo Tires at Bill Torrey, fired the Murray boys.
All right.
And I, played some drop-ins there when he announced that he had to terminate Brian Murray and Terry Murray. And we dropped in a few of those and a couple of...
All right.
I had some fun with it. But you don't have fun with...
Chuck.
You don't mess with that because it's too dang important at QAM. We take this deadly seriously, or at least they do. George don't take it seriously. I sure as hell, I find it, I don't know whether it's hysterically funny or embarrassing. And Josh, he can't say because he needs a job. Right?
Well, when he found out...
Oh, look at this. Look at line 9 is ringing. QAM, is this Shaq?
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. It's all Shaq all day on QAM. Let's just Shaq up together. Here's George's poll result. I got so sidetracked with all that crap going on there, I never even had a chance to do the bio on poor Kate Hudson, who I give her about a 7.5 on a scale of 10.
Oh,
I think I'm being generous. Yeah.
I give her 450.
Well, yeah, well, that's the kind of pictures that George selects to put on there when I'm on during these summer months because, I get the sloppy
we're getting
leftovers.
towards the end. I got to go do some new searching.
Yeah, do some research, but make some more of those phony pictures you're famous for.
Right.
1,489 votes on George's poll yesterday. Who has the biggest ego in the world? Rush Limbaugh, big fat pill-popping hypocrite Rush, 339. Donald Trump, 313, although I do like the fact he told Bush, "You're fired." George W. Bush himself, 241. Howard Sperm, a legend in his own mind, the master of hype, 177. Martha Stewart, 92. Moe Howard David at 65, but then again, that was before the shaved head did.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And then maybe people in the audience think we're making that up. That happens to be true. I've got it verified by a whole bunch of different people in the building.
About 30, man.
That he actually shaved it and his head, too. I mean, completely bald. At least the muskrat gets a rest. That's one good thing. In honor, of course, of...
Chuck.
Right. Nice going there, Mo. Mo, 65 votes. Dick Cheney, 52. Kobe Bryant, 42. Ricky Tiki Sanchez, 38. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out of town. And by the way, the guy's still dead. Dennis Miller, 34. Barry Bonds, 29. Rosie O'Donnell, 16. Steve Geldstein, 14. Don Imus, 13. The I-Man. George Lucas, 9. Oh, I saw what a great show it was on, I don't even know where it was last night. 2-hour thing on all the 60s and 70s movies and all the great directors and not so great, and the crazy Sam Peckinpah and George Lucas and Martin Scorsese and all, and Francis Ford Coppola. It was great. George Lucas, meantime, after Star Wars, guess he waited 22 years and came back with Star Wars Part 1.
Star Wars Part...
Yeah. What was that?
Raspberry.
Do you want to get Duff coming in there and bitching you out again after you said the bag on the air? And I didn't get a chance to talk to him this morning because she ran out of there faster than you can say... Well, no, it's faster than you can say... Sorry. Right. Greg Reed, 6. Sharon Stone, 5. And Mariah Carey has got 4. She's scary, that Mariah Carey. And by the way, Louis still says...
No.
Forget about it. So that's that. Better get our poll for today on here, although first a reminder, join QM and the Marlins tonight at the North Miami Beach Ale House, 3227 Northeast 163rd Street. Stop by to win prizes from Billy the Marlin and the Mermaids, although the bad news is it's still the same usual crappy low-budget QM prizes, but, it's the Marlins watch party starting at 7 tonight at the North Miami Beach Ale House. They pulled one out last night, and maybe they'll pull one out again tonight. Here's our poll today. Who do you think is the most underrated actor, movies or TV, of all time? Now, they're not going to understand the question, and they never do, but that's okay. Anyway, Kate Hudson's behind the beaded curtain today. I don't have any bio, which you know her.
Goldie's daughter. She's weak.
Right. That's why she's got the job.
Right.
Who do you think is the most... I'm going to put on here Lee J. Cobb. I just love Lee J. Cobb. He's so good.
There you go.
Huh?
Very good.
Yeah. And you got...
Brian Cox. C-O-X. He was the first Hannibal Lecter. He's been in a million movies. He's going to be in the Bourne Supremacy. He was in Bourne Identity. He was the main guy.
Brian Cox?
Brian Cox. He's in a million movies. We talk about him often. Not you and I, but me and other people.
Hey, Brian, are you happy?
Yeah. We brought that up, too.
Oh. Oh, wrong Brian Cox, I guess.
Since you were the one that turned me on to the Bourne Identity.
Right.
Remember the evil old guy, the guy in charge of all of the evil doings?
Right. Now, so in other words, you actually watched the movie with Matt Damon in it, right?
I did. And I even borrowed it from a friend so that I could watch it all in its entirety. Because I watched it in snippets.
How about the new one, Bourne Identity, whatever it's called?
Not out yet, but I'm going to go see it.
It's not?
Not just yet. I think this weekend.
Well, they're sure plugging the hell out of it. There are a lot of spots on there.
More foreplay than Shaq.
Than Shaq. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, wait a minute. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
How about Gary Oldman?
Gary Oldman.
Perfect guy. Have a good day, Neil.
Thank you. You too. And don't forget, see, this guy didn't even say, Shaq. You got to say that when you call. Because Clarence would be very upset if you don't. We don't want to shortchange Shaq. Because we're all just on pins and needles. We're shaving it and we're twisting it and pulling it. Because we're all excited about Shaq. You got it. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Buenos dias.
I was wondering, when do you think WIOD is just going to go ahead and change their call letters to WRNC?
Right.
And I was listening to this.
Speaking, by the way, of Cheap Channel, Air America's numbers are dropping like you can't even find them anymore. They had that initial little interest. Nice going there, people. You put them on there when nobody cares. But anyway, go ahead.
Also, too, I was listening to, I got that satellite radio in my truck.
Right.
And they've got, like, left-wing, talk-ring radio and all that. And they had a guy on the right-wing talk channel. And he was talking about the marriage amendment, where, you know, the gay ban amendment.
Yeah.
And he says, well, these liberals say that this is the first time they want to amend the Constitution to take people's rights away. Mm-hmm. But that's not entirely true, because after the Civil War, they amended the Constitution to take people's rights away to own slaves.
Right. There you go. That's a good point.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Pally. Have a great. Don't forget.
Shaq.
Don't forget about it.
All right, I won't.
See ya. 1 o'clock, we got the big Shaq press conference. In fact, they were warning me that those things never start out. So anyway, this is a true story. Clarence practically was begging, oh, please don't do any of those drop-ins during the press conference. Can we just carry it clean? And I said, no, you know, we're going to stick around here. Let's at least have some fun, dropping a few like that, or maybe one of these like that.
Rock solid.
So that the people that don't give a flying crap about Shaq, which I realize that there must be many of us.
About 30, man.
30 million. We could at least get a little amusement out of it. And that sent him into like I would say a quasi-panic. Wouldn't you say that's a good way to describe it?
Okay.
Yeah. And so he went out into the hallway, had a conference with himself, and probably with Miss Muff or whoever, and came rushing back in to say, oh, well, then you can leave at 1, or whenever the press conference starts, have a nice day. And I said, okay, fine. Less work, more money. That's our motto. We didn't have the little dog on this morning, no Joe Rose. We had the big, and I apologize for that. Oh, boy. Profusely. Good guy, like I said, but boy, I
apologize.
Right, we want to apologize profusely, especially at 8 o'clock in the morning when you want to try to stay awake. He is coma-inducing. He is not
rock solid,
contrary to reports. But anyway, so I'm going to leave at 1 o'clock or whenever the thing starts.
Just walk away.
That's what I'm going to do. And then whenever it's done, George will be there to pick up the pieces.
We got the new CD.
Thursday, we got the Marlins game at 1 o'clock with a pregame at 12:30.
Oh!
So this business of just, it's like a little cameo appearance here and a cameo appearance there. Just keep the checks coming. But Clarence did say he's going to try to get Chris Moore on back for middays. 10:13 at 560 WQAM. Hey, when your hair is bad, now you can do like Moe and shave all your hair off because people are laughing at your muskrat.
Absolutely.
Or your gerbil.
Absolutely.
But if you want to look really great and younger and better than you have in a hell of a long time, maybe ever, here's the answer for you. One simple call to my good buddy Charles Alfieri can do it for you, because for more than 35 long, excruciating years, Charlie's been doing it for guys, making them look their best. He's appeared as a guest on Good Morning America, the Today Show, CBS Morning News, introducing his patented hair system that offers you the most amazing natural hairline system you can find. Nobody would even know it's not real hair. That's the difference. So if you want people laughing at you and falling on the floor just going nuts, go right ahead and get one of those mousy-looking pieces. But if you want to look like a mensch, get Charlie's new skin-like hair system. It is 100% undetectable. And Charlie gives you this guarantee, what's not to like. You try his hair system for 30 days.
About 30, man.
And after a month, if you don't love the way it looks and feels and smells, if you don't look even better than that, then return it for a full refund. You got nothing to lose but that big, ugly, bald spot. So call Charlie today and change your life forever. Look better and younger than you ever dreamed you could have gained. Call 1-800-321-2413. That's 1-800-321-2413, or check them on that wicked World Wide Web at charlesalfieri.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. WQAM.
I'm Dick Cheney, and I approve. And then classified this ad. And I'm more sexy than John Edwards. Much more sexy than John Edwards. He may look like the Big Beetle or one of the monkeys, but I fancy myself as Michael Chiklis. Oh, is that Chiklis? I'm more sexy than John Edwards. Much more sexy than John Edwards. He doesn't have paralysis in his lips. Talk out the sign like this. I'm more sexy than John Edwards. I may have lawsuits against me from all over the world, but I'm a decent and law-abiding vice president who never heard of Aladdin. And I'm more sexy than John Edwards. More sexy than John Edwards. I wear clear knee-high socks, and this tie I'm wearing once belonged to Spiro Agnew. In fact, it's the one who used to hang himself. I'm more sexy than John Edwards. He's a liberal and an attorney. What else you got on? Oh, yeah. He's a baby face, too. What else? Look, I want you to rake them up in this kid, and I want a full report on my desk in the morning. My eyes only. Like I was saying, I'm more sexy than John Edwards. Would you rather look at my crusty old puss for the next 4 years? And besides, he's a liberal. A dirty, filthy liberal. An up-and-coming liberal. He's a liberal. A dirty liberal.
One thing about Dick Cheney, he may have a crappy heart, but he sure is
rock solid.
Make no mistake about it. Although he ain't no, that's for damn sure.
But then who is?
20 after 10. Now, you were right. You said, I knew it. Dave the cop, whose middle name is...
I have no life.
He faxes in for our poll today. Most underrated actor, Gene Hackman.
Yeah. I could have said the same thing about Gary Oldman, highly acclaimed by everyone.
Right. No, not really.
Yeah, really.
Huh?
Really. But hey, whatever.
No, but when you're talking about the 10 greatest actors or the 20 greatest actors, nobody says Gary Oldman. You're wrong, mister.
All right.
I mean, it's all subjective. It's like, somebody's got to draw the line. In this case, I'm going to draw it. How do you like that? With a ballpoint pen. Elmer, now, on the other hand, has got two very good choices here.
I already gave him to Josh.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, Magnolia. Also talented Mr. Ripley. He was Freddie. He was Freddie until Matt Damon got all bent out of shape. And then William H. Macy. Now, see, you could say the same thing about William H. Macy as you're trying to say about Gary Oldman.
Yeah, but Gary Oldman has been made big movies as the big star.
Well, yeah, William H. Macy's been in big movies too.
But
Fargo,
as a character actor, as just one of the characters, though.
No, he wasn't a character actor in Fargo.
Okay, well, he was one of the characters.
Like I said, put him on there, okay, or else. By the way, somebody we like a lot. She turns out to be even greater than we thought she was. Singer Linda Ronstadt not only got booed, she got the boot after lauding filmmaker Michael Moore in his new movie Fahrenheit 9/11 during a performance at the Aladdin Hotel Casino in Lost Wages. Before singing Desperado for an encore Saturday night, the 58-year-old rocker called Moore a great American patriot and someone who is spreading the truth, and of course she is
absolutely correct.
She also encouraged everybody to see the documentary about President Bush. She did not say anything about, which we're not too happy about that. That's probably why they kicked her ass out. Ronstadt's comments drew loud boos, and some of the 4,500 people in attendance stormed out of the theater. People also tore down concert posters and tossed cocktails into the air. It was a very ugly scene. Aladdin President Bill Timmons told the Associated Press. She praised him, and all of a sudden all bedlam broke loose. She praised Michael Moore, and they got pissed off and fired up. Timmons, who is British and was watching the show, decided Ronstadt had to go for good. Timmons said he didn't allow Ronstadt back in her luxury suite. She was escorted off the property. How do you like that? Because he offered an opinion. They kicked her out. Well, the Aladdin's a dump anyway, even the new one.
Right.
Don't go to the Aladdin when you go to Vegas. Screw them. Ronstadt's antics spoiled a wonderful evening for our guests, and we had to do something about it, Timmons said. He said it was the first time he said a performer packing. I hoped that they weren't packing. As long as I'm here, she's not going to play, Timmons said. Ronstadt had been booked to play the Aladdin for only one show. Calls to her manager were not returned. In an interview with the Las Vegas Review-Journal before the show, Ronstadt said, I keep hoping that if I'm annoying enough to them, they won't hire me back. And looks like she got her wish. You go, girl. We love Linda Ronstadt. We ever had her on our beaded curtain?
No, there are no pictures of
Well, we better get some.
No
Too late
real
now,
pictures
though.
of her.
Too late.
The closest is like a bad see-through picture of her.
WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil. How are you?
Pretty good?
Good. Got a name for your poll. Hume Cronin.
Good choice. How do we have to put Jessica Tandy on there too? That's right, she needed an actor. Okay, thank you.
Probably. Okay, thank you.
Hume Cronin. You got it? HUMECRONYN.
We got it. And
Got it?
And Boca Brian says, and it's a good choice, Ted Levine.
Ted Levine. I wonder if he was kin to Irving R. Levine. Remember Irving R. Levine?
No.
What network was he on? Was he on NBC, I believe? I don't know.
You know who
Oh,
Ted
that's
Levine
way
is,
before your time. And he also used to wear a bow tie. Do we take anybody seriously that Mother Tucker Carlson wears a bow tie, and, of course, Bill Torrey wears a bow tie? Do we take either one of them seriously? No. Who else wore a bow tie? Did Wally Cox wear a bow tie? Did anybody take her seriously?
No.
Mr. Peepers? Oh, look at this. John in Columbia, South Carolina, who's really chronic.
I have no life.
I'm a little confused over this Iraq thing. The people that are killing our American soldiers, and we're killing the same people that Saddam had in jail, tortured, and killed. If so, why don't we tell them, sorry about your sons and give back the... this makes no sense. But at the end, he does say something that is very significant. He does say that at the bottom of his facts. So you redeemed yourself real fast there, John in South Carolina, and get a life, would you please?
I have no life.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. 1 o'clock today or shortly thereafter, we will join live on WQAM the Shaq O'Neal press conference. Make no mistake about it, because the whole world is waiting to hear about Shaq. Even though, of course, we know that he's with the Heat. Even though, of course, we don't carry the Heat on this station. Even though nobody who's doing this show gives a flying crap about the Heat. You better get with it. Right?
Right. What?
In addition to which, I'll be more than happy to take off out of here early. Anytime. Any day, Clarence. No problem. We redid the entire log, make sure we get all the spots in, which, of course, is the only important thing, right?
Yes.
So what's not to like? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's line 9. QAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got a couple of things for you.
Yes?
First of all, last week when you were talking about Rick Sanchez, you asked where Brian Andrews went.
Yeah.
He actually left SBN. He's going to be anchoring on Channel 4 pretty soon. So
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
I thought he was going... Oh, that's right. That's an in-limbo job until he goes to New York.
Right.
He's doing Channel 4, and then he's going off to New York, because he called us a couple of weeks ago and said something like that.
And you didn't do the whole thing about the Linda Ronstadt story. I'll tell you why she got thrown out of the hotel, because she badmouthed the hotel on stage.
Good for her.
Talking about, because the hotel put up a sign that said she was doing a greatest hits concert.
Yeah.
And that's not what she was doing, so she was really upset about that.
Well, screw them. I love Linda Ronstadt. Nobody can pick on my Linda, I'll tell you that right now.
All right, Neil. And, don't forget about Shaq.
Thank you. There you go.
Shaq.
Yeah, get with it. You party poopers out there, you better get with it. Get with the program. 26 past 10. It's one of those things where you don't know whether to laugh or cry, so we'll just do both, okay? We'll do both. Laugh and we'll cry a little bit. Because it's very, very sad that these people are taking this crap so very seriously. And, of course, if I were a doddering old fool with a leaking bag and I, shaved all my hair off because we had some illiterate jock coming to town to play basketball, I probably would be sunken off into the sunset somewhere. Wouldn't that be a good idea?
All right.
Get him a slinky. Hey, if you're on the Atkins diet, the South Beach Sugar Busters, or any low-carb, sugar-free diet, you're going to love this store. It's called the Delights of West Boca, because they've helped thousands of low-carb dieters just like you achieve their weight loss goals. Today, shopping for the right low-carb products is a real pain in the ass because you don't know what's real and what's not. Most of the so-called low-carb products on grocery store shelves won't help you lose weight. Some will even make you gain weight because they're actually loaded with all kinds of calories and fat and crap. Don't sabotage your weight loss goals. Come into the Delights of West Boca to help you stay on the right track with hundreds of the best-tasting, lowest-carb products going anywhere. And one of the great things at Delights, you can try anything in the store before you shell out any cash and buy it. They got a staff that knows low-carb dieting inside and out. They're open every day till 10. And don't forget, their guaranteed lowest price policy on all Atkins, Carbolites, and Pure Delight products, too. The Lights of West Boca will not be undersold. You'll find him on the northeast corner of Glades and 441, next to Boston Market. Who knows? Your next trip there, you might run into...
Chuck.
He might be there. He could use some low carbs for his head. Call him toll-free, 1-877-LOW-CARB, LOWCARB, or on the web, lowcarb.com. Delights of West Boca is your official Atkins Retail Center.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. WQAM.
Mr. Mouse?
What the hell are you doing to me?
Chuck.
What do you mean, sir?
Why am I reading in the paper you're going to put a Disney theme park in Brooklyn?
Well, sir, we're just scouting locations.
Jesus, I'm scouting CEOs. You are killing me.
But sir, look what we've done with New York City, Times Square, 42nd Street.
Hang on. Remus! Remus! Turn off the vacuum cleaner, Remus! Get that bluebird out of here!
Okay, boss.
Eisner.
But, sir, look what we've done with Midtown Manhattan. 42nd Street is incredible.
Oh, you know what? Publicly, I supported that, but you took all the porn away. You're killing me. I'm going through Gaviscon like Pez.
We're just scouting areas. Calm down.
Listen to me, Butt Munch. Don't tell me to calm down. We got lucky with Lilo and Stitch, $128 million. Now, you're trying to ruin the whole network. What kind of programming are you running? Hang on a minute. Remus! You've got bluebird crap all over your shoulder! Clean yourself up, for heaven's sake! And turn off the vacuum cleaner! Good God!
Sir, the network is fine.
Why couldn't you come up with American Idol? Good God, you're still running James Bond movies. They're 60 years old. Why don't you just put Steamboat Willie on and be done with it? At least then I'd make a couple of damn dollars.
Well, the movie division's fine. You mentioned Lilo and Stitch, and now we have the new M. Night Shyamalan movie coming out later this summer.
I know signs. What the hell does that mean? Stop sign, yield sign? You gotta start swinging some of these titles past me.
Please.
Remus. Remus.
Can't hear you, boss.
I know you can't hear me, Remus. You're still running the vacuum cleaner.
Yes, I'm right, boss. I'm running the vacuum.
Get out of here, Remus, and take that bluebird with you.
All right.
Hi, sir.
Yes, sir?
I'd be very careful the next time I started my car if I were you.
What do you mean, sir?
I'm about done with you.
What?
About done.
What, sir?
I'll put Hannah Storm in your job.
But, sir,
You're terrible.
I'm sorry.
Maybe I'll put Remus in there. How'd you like to be president of Disney, Remus?
Oh, my.
What a wonderful day. Get out of here, you nutbag.
26 to 11 at 560 WQAM. We got the big press conference coming up at 1 o'clock or shortly thereafter. Then we got the Mad Dog at 2, yes.
Don't feel so bad. They're preempting Days of Our Lives for...
Chuck.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
2:05 this morning, or in the morning.
Mad Dog at 2 or whenever, and then we got the Humper at 4 till 6:15. He's got almost as long as I got today, 2 hours and a quarter. Nice going, Humper. Or 6:35, like I said, a little over 2.5 hours. Marlins on deck, 6:35. Marlins at the Mets tonight, 7:10. Eddie K after that, and then the rest, forget about it. Let's see. Here's one for our poll. It says, how about, from a star of Kazam. Not to be confused with Shazam.
Right. Who would do that?
So let's put on there, okay? Although, of course, underrated actor, I think, is, well, let's put him on there for fun. Pablo says, please add John Cusack to your poll. No relation to Fred Cusick. John Cusack, he's made a ton of quality movies with very little recognition. Also, could you please play one of the Eisner bits, which we just did because of you. Also, somebody says Andy Garcia. And you say...
I don't know if he's underrated. I think they've rated him just right. He's a good actor, but not like...
Yeah, he's not in that upper echelon.
Right.
He doesn't get the recognition that some people think he deserves. I think he gets more recognition. I don't think he's all that good. I don't see the big deal.
And he gets exactly the amount of recognition that he deserves.
Right, he's mediocre, and he gets a mediocre amount of attention. But we'll put him on a poll, underrated Andy Garcia. 5670560. Let's see, we got a few votes. William H. Macy is zoomed to the top. That's nice to see because he's great. He's got 10. Gary Oldman, 9. In spite of what you say, he belongs on there. Lee J. Cobb, 9. Brian Cox, 5. Philip Seymour Hoffman, 4. And none yet out of the first 37 votes for Hume Cronin, Ted Levine, or Ron Livingston. Where the hell did he sneak in there from?
It's my vote.
Mr. Livingston, I presume, eh? Well, how about that? WQAM, hello.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the
Shaq
program.
is rock solid.
All right.
Rock solid.
Listen, like a poor marksman, this administration just can't seem to hit the target. It's amazing. It turns out that 8 of the 9/11 hijackers were aided by the Iranian government in some way or another. And yet,
well, let's go get those schmata-heads over there in Iran now. They're next.
Yeah, well, let's bomb Iraq instead. What do you say?
Or just both on the weekend. Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good on principle.
Don't forget, 1 o'clock, man.
It's the bully guy. Have a fun day.
Pally. U.S. media kills story that Iraq Prime Minister executed 6 prisoners. We don't want to talk about this, do we?
Yeah, I do.
The U.S. media has surprisingly failed to pick up the shocking disclosure by Sydney Morning Herald, Australia's leading newspaper, that the Iraqi Prime Minister Iyad Alawi personally executed 6 suspected insurgents in a Baghdad police station. The story by award-winning Australian journalist Paul McGow said that the prisoners were handcuffed and blindfolded, lined up against the courtyard wall, and shot by the Iraqi PM. Dr. Alawi is alleged to have told those around him that he wanted to send a clear message to the police on how to deal with insurgents. 2 people alleged they witnessed the killings, and there were also claims that the Iraqi Interior Minister and 4 American men were present as well. After shooting, he had them lined up against the wall, blindfolded, and bada bing. Yeah, he said pulled a gun, proceeded to shoot at. He only killed 6 of the 7. There were 7 of them. 6 of them died. The 7th was wounded in the chest, but he's still hanging on. Just like Diana Ross said, we keep him hanging on. Isn't that what she said? Something like that.
I think it was.
Let's hear it for CBS. Oh! I never thought I'd say it. Well, let's hear it for CBS because Viacom Inc. co-president and CBS chairman Leslie Moonves vowed on Sunday to fight any fines levied against CBS-owned TV stations for airing Janet Jackson's breast-bearing Super Bowl performance in February. The booby trap. Oh, by the way, our booby trap is still going strong on our website. You'll be pleased to know. In defiant remarks to television critics at their annual summer meeting, Moonves said the government's crackdown on indecency on the airwaves since Jackson's notorious flash of nudity on his network is coming dangerously close to infringing on free speech. Dangerously close. Don't get too carried away now, Les. He said the notion of fining stations for airing the live Super Bowl halftime telecast on February 1 is patently ridiculous, and we're not going to stand for it. How do you like that? We're going to take it up to the courts if that happens, he said when asked about media reports that the FCC has proposed fines totaling $550,000 against 20 CBS-owned stations over the Super Bowl telecast. Sources said the 227 affiliate stations that aired the show but are not owned by Viacom would be spared fines under the FCC recommendations. The NFL Championship, one of the year's most watched TV broadcasts, drew nearly 90 million viewers, and of course almost all of them wanted to see Tommy Brady. Jackson's costume was ripped away by duet partner Justin Tinkerbell, briefly exposing her breast briefly.
Oh, my God.
At the end of a provocative halftime dance number that concluded with the lyric, I've got to have you naked by the end of the song. The incident ignited a public outcry that led to an FCC probe, congressional action to stiffen fines for broadcast indecency, and industry-wide moves to curtail sexually explicit material on TV and radio. CBS and its sister cable music network MTV, which produced the halftime show, have insisted they didn't know in advance about what Tinkerbell's called a wardrobe malfunction. CBS has since instituted a 5-second delay in most of its live events. Yada, yada, yada. Moonves said he was hopeful that another frequent target of FCC action, shock jock Howard Stern, would renew his contract with Infinity, the Viacom unit that syndicates his radio show. Yada, yada, yada. Let's see. Here's one from Stuttering Gil in Homestead, who also says,
I have no line.
Chronic. He says, all this talk all the time is really making me sick. It's like those religious people forcing their BS on you. Are you really going to keep your finger off the drops? No, you don't understand, Stuttering Gil. I'm not going to be here. Because they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. They said, because I told them, I said, you have a choice. I'm not going to sit here during the press conference and not play any drop-ins, or you can let me go at 1 or whenever the thing starts, and I'll just take off early. And Clarence went out in the broom closet, had a little conversation with the broom and with himself, and came back in and said, okay, have a nice 3-hour show.
Just
see you tomorrow. Right, that's it. Because Stuttering Gil says, I would be listening for your drop-ins, not the Shack Talk. Yeah, we could make it amusing and entertaining, which is something that Clarence doesn't know squat about, amusing and entertaining. Because that's not nearly as important as the serious stuff having to do with and sports, okay? Sports and store, and guys that wear jock straps. So Clarence is a perfect fit. See, that's why Duff was never the appropriate program director for that radio station. He's too much of, like Arnold would say, a girly man. But with Clarence, well, of course, Clarence is a real girly man, too, but nevertheless, one that at least proclaims to be a jock sniffer, and I believe him when he says it. He's got his head so far up ass that it's just scary. Might require a team of excavators to get his head out of there, you know what?
Spelunkers?
Yeah, a bunch of spelunkers. Oh, man. I wouldn't be surprised that if you got close to Clarence and sniffed him, he might even smell like right now. You know what I'm saying?
No. What are you saying?
You figure it out.
No.
19 till 11 at 560 WQAM, your intensive station for the new millennium, baby. We got Shaq up the ass. Let me tell you right now about our good friends at Dry Concepts. When it comes to having your carpet cleaned, your furniture, your drapery, those expensive area and oriental rugs, you can play Russian roulette and open the yellow pages and call anybody in there, and not a good idea. You're probably going to get ripped off and a crappy job, too. Or you can schlep home a bunch of heavy equipment from the supermarket and mess up your floors and get aggravated. But do the smart thing like I've been doing for over 20 years, call Dry Concepts today and really do a fantastic job of making your carpeting and all the things in your home look just like brand new. They actually do a dry cleaning method on your carpet. The same idea is done on your clothing, which sucks out even the dirt way down in there deep in your fibers of your carpet, making them look just like brand new when they get done. They smell lemony fresh. They dry in a couple of hours, and it looks like you had brand new laid right on your floor. So you can really can clean today and entertain tonight, like I just started to say. With over 20 years of continuous service in South Florida, you know, these are people you can trust. In fact, you can trust them so much because they give you a written guaranteed price up front before they start doing the work. No rip-offs, no games, just a fantastic guaranteed job every time. And when you call our friends at Dry Concepts, be sure and ask them to put you on their standby list, which will save you an extra 15% off their already unbeatable deal. Call them toll-free today, 1-800-248-5071. They're the best in the universe. 1-800-248-5071, or check them on the web at dryconcepts.com.
We're Sports Radio 560, QAM.
I'll get off this instant.
There's a fat left-wing guy once pushed to say goodbye, Michael Morey. He wears extra-large pants, and they love him in France. Michael Morey. His new flick, it is full of tricks. GOP is sick, 'cause it picks on George W. All right. Might become number one, and then when it's done, won't be fun. Bush will be screwed. His documentary, 4 stars from John Kerry, Michael Morey. If he wins an Oscar, his speech will last an hour, you can bet. And now all of Fox News would like him to be moving to Norway. But it's clear he'll stay here to be a pain in their rear, Michael Morey.
Welcome.
1047 at 560 WQAM, yours for the end of time, okay, for eternity.
We're the Shack.
70 votes on the poll, that's all we got, because probably the name they're looking for is not there yet. But no big hurry, we got plenty of time. We got right up until speaks. And I use that term loosely. 70 votes, most underrated actor of all time. Gary Oldman, 18, William H. Macy, 15, Lee J. Cobb, 11. I'm pleased to see that. I'm amazed. Must be a lot of old farts like me, huh?
Must be.
Answer the question, Father Paranoia. Brian Cox, 8. Philip Seymour Hoffman, 7. Shaq, 4. Oh, who is it?
Shaq.
Has 4 already.
4 what?
Nuts. John Cusack, 4. Hume Cronin, 1. In fact, Clarence told me this morning his fantasy is he would like to make Shaquille make him squeal. Shaq 4, John Cusack 4, Hume Cronin 1, Ron Livingston 1, Andy Garcia 1, and Ted Levine don't have any out of the first 70 votes.
That's shocking.
That's what?
That's shocking.
That's shocking? Shocking?
That Ted Levine doesn't have any votes yet.
Let's see. Andy, what is this thing you just sent me? Terror in the Skies again. Oh, this is the thing about the...
Yeah, there's the link if you want to go see more of it. I can't...
No, I don't want to see this again. About the man in the yellow T-shirt got out of the... that whole thing. About all the Syrian people on the plane. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Got up and acted suspicious and nothing happened. When something happens, let us know, all right? And if you see any Syrians in the waiting area at the airport, just haul ass and go home. Kind of like Muff. Haul ass and get out of there. Here's one more reason not to eat a Kentucky Fried Chicken. You don't eat there, do you? And I should mention, who's the food bringing you today?
Johnny Rockets.
Johnny Rockets bringing food today. They're catering the Neil Rogers show, such as it is today, because we got to get out of here for a little later on. Johnny Rockets. I never heard of Johnny Rockets.
Relatively new.
Any good? Well, it must be good if you beg for free food from them on the air.
Right.
Anybody else wants to bring in free food? And in fact, even the Burger King people sent George a bunch of coupons because he ripped them an ass on the air. And if you use them, boy, that's going to be very embarrassing.
I'm going to use them.
For what? Coasters?
Yeah, I have a family, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Let them eat it.
Family. Growing
Let them eat it.
Right.
An animal rights group plans to release a videotape showing slaughterhouse workers with a KFC corpse supplier jumping on live chickens and slamming them into walls, apparently for fun, a newspaper reported Tuesday. Ready for that?
I thought that was to tenderize them.
After KFC officials saw the videotape yesterday, they said they would seek dismissal of the workers, inspect the slaughterhouse more often, and end their relationship if the cruelty was repeated, the New York Times reported. In other words, it was like we said to Ted Bundy, if you did that one more time, we're going to get tough with you. Now, just open up the window and hop out of here, and we'll catch you again. We'll catch you later. A spokeswoman for the KFC unit of Louisville, Kentucky-based Yum Brands, Inc., was quoted by the newspaper saying the fast food chain wouldn't tolerate this type of behavior in the video. Pilgrim's Pride Corp., the owner of the slaughterhouse and number 2 U.S. poultry processor, said it was appalled by the videotape, the New York Times said. The videotape included sounds of birds screeching. Oh, God, that Brian Andrews thing. See, it was my psychic powers again. Can you believe it? Birds screeching as they were thrown into walls by workers as loud music blared in the background, according to the newspaper. The tape was shot surreptitiously by an investigator for PETA. Here's the chigger in a woodpile. For People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, an organization that we just despise.
PETA?
Yeah. At a Pilgrim's Pride plant in Moorfield, West Virginia, which won KFC Supplier of the Year Award in 1997. They do chickens right. The investigator worked at the plant from October 2003. In fact, wasn't that the movie with Jerry Butler where he was doing I think it was a turkey, though, not a chicken. You ever see that?
No, I didn't.
Good. Well, he was stuffing it. It was Thanksgiving time. The investigator worked at the plant from October 2003 to May 2004. PETA said it planned to make the video available on the group's website today. Ooh. Representatives from Yum Brands and Pilgrim's Pride were not immediately available to comment. They're appalled. They're aghast. And they're really... But they're going to be listening at 1 when is going to be on today with a big press conference. See, one thing you don't understand, Clarence, we're in the entertainment business. We're here to amuse, inform a little bit, to have a good time, to give people a little diversion and perversion. That's what we're here for.
Now who's being naive?
You don't know the entertainment. Huh?
Now who's being naive? K.
Right. Man, just disgusting. Gary Oldman's got 21. William H. Macy, 16. I just mentioned that in passing. Most underrated actor of all time. Boy, Dave the Cop, you are really...
I have no life.
Losing it. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got one for your poll there.
All righty.
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau?
Yeah, you know who that guy is? He's the guy from Swingers. And
never saw Swingers.
I'm sorry?
I've never seen it.
Okay, how about Tim Roth?
5670560. Well, I had to cut him off there before he dumped another 5 or 10 on us.
Thank you.
How about John Cazale?
Okay.
Was that his name?
That's his name. Fredo.
He's dead.
Right.
Fredo. And he was he was in a lot of good movies.
Dog Day.
Dog Day Afternoon. Attica! Yeah, nobody ever talks about him very much, huh?
They ought to.
Good actor.
Yes, he was.
Outstanding actor. He didn't say enough Hail Marys when he went out fishing, but he was a pretty good...
Yeah. Did it?
Yeah.
I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. I don't. I'm smart, and I want respect.
Yeah. Get some respect for Fredo. How about Gary Sinise for your poll today, says Alex. What do you say? Sure. Gary Chinese. Well, what is it about the Chinese people that travel in packs?
Dogs,
What is that all about?
Tiger balls and rhino horn.
No, seriously. Why do Chinese travel in these large groups? Well, of course, there's a billion of them, so I guess...
They're social.
They're social?
They like each other.
Evidently a lot. That's why maybe there's a billion of them. 5670560, pound 560 on it. This whole thing today is surreal. I mean, if you tuned in late, Moe Howard David shaved his head in honor of, shaved it clean, man. There ain't a whisker on it. Oh, he's like a light-complected Troy Stratford now. He's like Yul Brynner, like an ancient Yul Brynner.
Oh, so he matches Mike now.
Mike?
Madman Mike. In sales.
Oh, Mad Mike in sales, yeah. Crazy Mike. There is some, boy, we got a cast of characters or what, huh?
Absolutely.
Mad Mike. Anybody knows where the QM studios are? About 8:30 in the morning every morning, you'll see a bald-headed guy nervously pacing in a parking lot, contemplating his navel and smoking up a storm. That's Mad Mike, okay? Not to be confused with Mike, the mad masturbator who used to be in sales for 5-6 years. Remember him?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
When you say mad masturbator in this building, though, you got to narrow it down.
Used to be, spend a lot of time in the tea room. At any rate. Well, maybe he liked tea. Maybe he was Chinese, too. Or Japanese. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good?
I got a good one. A guy that you probably don't recognize the name, Keith David.
Keith David?
The black dude from Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff, Platoon and some pieces of crap, too. But he's a good guy. He's a good actor, underrated.
He is. Excellent. Excellent choice.
Thanks.
And don't forget.
Who?
Shaq.
Shaq,
of course.
See ya.
Shaq.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I'm telling you, you thought Jimmy and Danny was good. You thought that was a little bit of overkill on this radio station. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Shaq.
Like I said, we got coming out of every pore in our body now, or at least some people in the building do. I bet you Screw Ann is just really jonesing for that. I can't say what that is anyway. And now back in the day we could say, well, you just think of
Roy,
that thing that Roy left around. Yeah, she is just poised, so to speak.
Right, just poised.
Yeah, she is just poised to make a move. You know what I mean? Old Screw Ann.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there we go. 4 minutes before 11 at 5. I'll tell you one thing. We sure have a good time for a screwed up place. We have a good time because now it took a long time, but we finally developed the right attitude. Just give us the frickin' money, okay? Just like we say to the clients. Just give us the money. Don't expect anything else. That's all. That'd be more than enough. Oh, God. 4 minutes before the hour. Don't forget, coming up today at 1 o'clock or shortly thereafter, we got the big press conference, the big news. Hey, guess what? The Miami Heat got, as if it's like a bulletin or something. Now, what he be going to say? That's anything important? No. That's why we could have had some fun with that. We could have spruced it and juiced it up a little bit. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. You don't understand. This is very serious business, Neil. We don't want you. Yeah, what a joke. Anyway. When you're moving or renovating, that's the best time to dial 1-800-MATTRESS. Make that first night in your dream house heavenly with a brand-new top-quality name-brand mattress from Dial a Mattress. You pick the date and time for delivery to fit your move-in schedule, and Dial a Mattress is on time 99.7% of the time. Nobody anywhere's got a better selection of queen and king-size mattress sets ready for immediate delivery than Dial a Mattress. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS right now, you'll get a great mattress at a discount price. Dial a Mattress ranked numero uno in customer satisfaction. They were winners of the 2004 Better Business Bureau Local Torch of Excellence Award. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS, you'll choose from the complete line of Sealy, Serta, King Coil, Simmons, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Bananas Foster. Everybody at QAM, including yours truly, we always call 1-800-MATTRESS for our beds, and you ought to be doing the same. Log on to their website, mattress.com, or give them a call right now at 1-800-MATTRESS and have a great night's sleep as soon as tonight on a great new bed from Dial a Mattress. 1-800-MATTRESS for Dial a Mattress, the easiest possible way to get you a great night's sleep for a long time to come. 1-800-MATTRES.
This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Shannon, I Faulkner.
Jack, man. Jack. 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 How many do we have along?
Yeah, Shaq, Rob, man.
Look who's here. It's Shaq.
Oh.
Hey, man. It's Shaq. I don't care about any of you people. I just spend your money. Shaq. Shaq. Shaq.
I love you.
Shaq.
You're my man, Bingo Man.
Now give me your money. I got $4 here.
That's
Take all my credit cards.
To break the 50.
And don't forget, those of you who are poo-pooing all the Shaq business, that he's going to be paying a lot of our bills pretty soon.
Right.
He's going to be. That's what I'm hearing.
I got a crazy electric bill this month on account of the heat.
Just send it right over it. There you go.
I mean, the temperature, not the...
Oh, I see. Not the basketball team. Not Mickey Arison and those bunch of grave robbers over there that Mayor Penis Pequena cooked up that backdoor deal to build that phony baloney arena down there that nobody wants to go to except to schmooze. But now they don't have to just schmooze. They can actually watch the game because we got... Yeah, we, us. Pop star Britney Spears is PO'd and fired up. She's threatening to sue the New York Post if the tabloid fails to retract the story about the singer boozing it up in public. Last week, the paper splashed a photo of Spears drinking from a miniature bottle with the headline, "Brittany hits the bottle."
Rock solid.
Yeah, she is.
Ginseng.
A story inside said the beverage appeared to be whiskey, but Spears' alcohol... Spears' attorney said the singer was drinking ginseng, a non-alcoholic herbal tonic. You obviously already seen this story. You talk about it yesterday?
No.
Oh. The clerk at a store in Venice, California, where Spears shopped, is backing her story. He says Brittany bought a bottle of ginseng and a can of Red Bull, an energy booster. Both are non-alcoholic beverages. USA Today reports that Spears' attorney intends to file a lawsuit against the Post and the story's writer unless the paper immediately issues an appropriate retraction, apology, and financial settlement. So, in other words, all they really want them to do is just say,
I apologize.
Post editor Carl Allen said the newspaper decided to run the picture after being assured by the Bauer Griffin Photo Agency that Ms. Spears was consuming a mini bottle of Glenlivet whiskey. What's that?
Don't know.
Glenlivet whiskey, according to USA Today. Earlier this month, the Post was embarrassed by a one-page story that said John Kerry had chosen Dick Gebhardt as his running mate. Subsequently, Rupert Murdoch said he was the source for the erroneous story. The Post denied he was yada yada. Whatever. And he wants to say...
I apologize.
Right. What a mess. Poor little Brittany. She's got serious problems. Evidently, bad eyesight is one of them.
Yeah, bad taste.
5670560. She said the ginseng left a bad taste in her mouth. That's what the Scruan always said, too, about...
Roy!
WQAM, hello.
I'm the voice of the Panthers. I want to talk about Shaq and Robert Creeper being gay.
Oh, he's my favorite. In fact, let's give him the 1 to 2 hour today, okay? Let's just forget about that damn press conference. Yeah, forget about it. Oh, here's a good one. Eddie from Pembroke Pines says, how about Martin Landau? Outstanding. That's exactly the kind of person we're talking about.
Right.
Tremendous actor, great talent, but always overlooked. I mean, never considered in that upper echelon of really great actors.
Correct.
Sensational actor. Not just on Fish and Impossible either.
No.
A lot of great movies. Such as Eddie. Right.
I know you didn't like the movie, but he did a great job.
No, I didn't say I didn't like the movie. I just said it was about an hour and a half too long. That's all.
Is that all?
I mean, once you saw the first Eddie, come help me, Eddie. I love Bela Lugosi. I love Johnny Depp. What's not to like? But the problem was it was just, yes?
That Johnny Depp has never seen any of his own movies?
Really?
Can't stand it.
Huh.
Too self-conscious.
No.
That's what he says.
He was kind of self-conscious when I had him on the show at Zeta that morning.
You were
I kept staring at him. Yeah, he was unconscious. He had that leather jacket on. Boy, he sure looked good. Anyway, speaking of that, kids dangle from meat hooks for fun. How do you like that?
All right.
If you're a little bit bored out there, if your main motto is...
I have no line.
Here's something for you to do. Law enforcement officials in the Florida Keys are mystified by a bizarre new pastime. Have you heard about this?
No, but please tell me how it's done.
Young people dangling themselves from meat hooks on a popular sandbar. A U.S. Coast Guard spokeswoman said Sunday that the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Coast Guard were called on July 12th to the sandbar off Whale Harbor in Islamorada, where people say wild behavior is becoming a tradition. They found that 5 young people had erected a bamboo tripod and hung meat hooks from it. A young woman, her feet brushing the surface of the shallow water, dangled from the frame, hooks embedded firmly in her shoulders. According to a Coast Guard video, she didn't seem to mind the hooks. Lieutenant Tom Brazil of the Coast Guard told the Key West Citizen newspaper that a young man who also had hooks embedded in his heavily pierced and tattooed skin assured him the group was just enjoying the afternoon. Ooh, grotesque. A Coast Guard spokeswoman in Miami said the group had clearly done this before, intended to post photos of themselves on a website dedicated to body modification, the ritualistic piercing of the body. It looked like a daily routine for them, she said, adding that the hooks had been inserted in the skin in a professional manner and had drawn very little blood. Well, thank goodness for that.
Mother.
As long as they weren't creating any kind of ruckus or riot within the crowd, they really weren't breaking any laws. You said the Coast Guard passed the video on to federal justice authorities, but no further action will be taken. They passed them on to federal authorities for what?
So that it could be stopped. People having a good time, got to stop it.
I see. The Meat Hook police are coming to a place near you, okay? Right. To a sandbar near you. So watch your crap. Gary Oldman's got 35. William H. Macy's got...
About 30, man.
Most underrated actor. And look who's moving up the list fast.
Shut.
What a surprise. He's got 17. Lee J. Cobb, 15. I mean, Lee J. Cobb, he sure as hell was no...
Shut.
That's for damn sure. Brian Cox, 13. Philip Seymour Hoffman, 12. John Cusack, 11. Andy Garcia's got 9. Gary Sinise, 4. Hume Cronin, 2. Ted Levine's got a pair. Ron Livingston, 2. John Favreau, 1. Martin Landau, 1. And Keith David don't have any out of the first 154 votes. We're starting to get some votes now that we're getting some names on there.
And Eric says...
Yes?
Glenlivet is an expensive single malt Scotch whiskey.
Oh, thanks a lot, Eric. Something that I'm sure Eric can't afford. Join QAM in New Orleans tonight at the North Miami Beach Ale House, speaking of boozing it up, at 3227 Northeast 163rd Street. Stop by to win prizes from Billy the Marlin and the Mermaids. It's a Marlins watch party starting at 7 tonight at the North Miami Beach Ale House. Everybody gets a free watch. No, just kidding. Free Rolex. Just kidding. Watch it.
Watch this.
WQAM, hello.
Hello, this is WQAM.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to speak to Neil, please.
Speaking.
Neil.
Yes.
I'd like to add on to your poll, do you mind?
Yep. Go ahead.
Billy Bob Thornton. And I can't remember his name, but the guy from Sopranos, the cousin, Tony's the cousin who he killed.
Steve Buscemi.
There you go.
Steve Buscemi, yeah.
There you go.
Okay, thanks, Pally. Steve Buscemi, do we really want to put him on there? Is he underrated? Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and who's the first one he said?
Billy Bob Thornton, who's
Billy Bob Thornton,
not underrated. He got such rave reviews right out of the box, it's not even funny.
Okay, so let's give this guy only one then. Got it?
Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi. 567-0560, pound 5. So Johnny Depp never seen any of his own movies. That is a shocker to me. Never saw Nightmare on Elm Street?
Apparently not.
Maybe
that's the one that he saw that embarrassed him into not seeing any of the others.
Don Juan DeMarco?
Oh, good plan. Don't see that.
Yeah, but Marlon Brando's in it.
Doesn't matter.
How come nobody's mentioned Marlon Brando for the poll today? As inane as that would be. It's like Dave the Cop saying...
I have no line.
Gene Hackman. Boy, you were right. But luckily, so far, we haven't had many of those because the audience is too whipped up about... They're too worried about that stuff. They can't be bothered with our poll. Line 9's at it again. WQAM, hello.
Yes, can I speak to Uncle Neil?
Speaking.
Uncle Neil, this is, I'm calling from Atlanta. I want to get off my, poll. How about Gary Sinise?
He's on there.
Gary Sinise is already on there. What about Steve Buscemi?
I got a good idea. What about that?
All right, that's a good idea. He makes movies.
Well, the guy's in Atlanta, okay, give him a break. He's got a lot of stress.
He's supposed to be listening on the internet or on XM.
He is listening on XM. Yeah, fat chance. Hey, listen, it's just a matter of time, man, before they write me that one big final check because they are just dying now that we got the only ball game in town, baby. We got balls, big juicy ones, man. We got the balls, even whether Donna Shalala likes it or not. That's why we want all sports all the time. No more of this fun and games crap here in the midday. No more of these number one ratings anymore. No more bringing in these millions of dollars. We want to get the ball games back on there. Let's get the Bookster and Chris Moore back on. What do you say?
All right.
Yeah, let's get Joe Zagacki on there.
Joe Zagacki.
That's the guy for middays. Clarence, you are an imbecile, man. But thanks for all the free time off. I like it. Just get that check in the mail for Monday. He is really a case, you know what? He is really something else.
Case of what?
Crap.
Oh, I thought you were
12 minutes after 11 at 560 WQM. But we better move it along, you know. We got a really short show today because we got coming up for you. And, of course, at 1 o'clock, Because they're always saying, even Clarence warned me several times, these things never start on time. So we're going to have a little time to fill in there before, because I'm not leaving until after it starts. And then I'm going to zoom out of here faster than even Duff zoomed out of that room this morning. Well, were you in there when he went flying out?
Yeah.
Well, what was that all about?
What do you mean?
He didn't spend his usual time bonding. He just said, how you doing? And then all of a sudden he says, well, Clarence has the stage or something, or has the floor.
Yeah, he figured that Clarence had already used up the quota of your bonding time, your morning bond time.
Oh. You think that was it, or you think there was a little bit of paranoia there?
He didn't want to hold you over.
I see. I think maybe he didn't want to be the object of my wrath. Hey, listen, there's no wrath, no wrath, no ham, no bacon. I'm real excited about it.
Ham wrap.
In fact, if we can figure out a way for we got the next 2 Thursdays, we got those licked with Marlin games early, 12:30. What are we going to do for next Tuesday? I got an idea. Let's play the news conference again next Tuesday at noon. What do you say?
All right.
And then we can have a panel of our experts come in and analyze it. If Kim Bokamper ever gets back from Orlando, where they sent him off to go visit what's-his-name, and then came to find out that was in Miami already. He had to turn around. He had to turn tail and come right back. Poor Kimba. Hey, when you shop for quality footwear, I know exactly where you ought to be going. Brandy Shoes in Pompano Beach, the largest selection of men's and women's shoes, the best service, the best prices in town anywhere. That's why so many people have been shopping at Brandy's for a very, very long time. At Brandy's, you'll find the top names in the shoe business, not some off-brands like you do in some stores. They carry only the best. Rockport, Florsheim, SAS, Sperry, Timberland, Naturalizer, and lots more. And with Brandy's humongous selection, chances are, in fact, I'll guarantee you Clarence's life on it, that exactly the style you're looking for is on a shelf in your size, ready to slap on your big smelly feet. Brandy's is open daily, Monday through Saturday from 9 till 9, Sundays 10 till 5. You'll find them at 1290 North Federal Highway, Pompano Beach. It's always worth a trip no matter where you are. And all this week at Brandy's, it's a red tag sales event. Take 50% off on selected pairs of men's and women's famous brands right now. So come into Brandy's or check them out on the web at brandysshoes.com.
Live and local. Here's Sports Radio 560 QAM.
What? On the computer, I want you to type in, do it, 940foxsports.com, okay? Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
And what is it?
I got nothing, actually. 940sports.com? I didn't get anything.
All right, how about supertalk940.com? Type it in. Click it on.
Whoa, I got a bunch of wingdings.
Suck it in and hold it.
The USA caught me in my spider hole. Now they turn me over to Iraqi control. But if the Americans don't keep me safe, pretty soon there's gonna be one more grave in Iraq. Yeah, here in Iraq. As soon as they put me in the dock, I will croak in the jailhouse Iraq.
Rock solid.
My people can hardly wait to make me pay, just like they did with Uday and Hussein. Only one way to triumph over my foes. Call Johnny Cochran or Mark Guerra goes to Iraq. Yeah, they come to Iraq. In my cell, I'm going to stay locked till they get to the jailhouse Iraq. Maybe if I'm lucky, I can cop a plea. Maybe I can even plead insanity. I must have been crazy to get into this war. It's like trying to steal donut from Michael Moore, Iraq. Yeah, here in Iraq. My head will soon be on the block, and I will die in the jailhouse Iraq. Die in the jailhouse Iraq. Die in the jailhouse.
So, what do you call that besides Bazaar, that thing that's on that website? What is that? What language is that? Is that Sanskrit?
Well, we call it wingdings. It's symbols. It's different stuff, but mostly it's just a big screw up.
Yeah. Kind of like, don't you think there's something symbolic there? Super Talk, Stupid Talk 940 again. Just when Air America is on the verge of like fading from the face of the planet with numbers that are so tiny they're minuscule will be a compliment, they stick it on there. Nice going, Petey and David Ross. You are really imaginative and creative, to say the least. 19 past 11 at 560 WQAM. Who do you think is the most underrated actor of all time, movies or TV? Gary Oldman, 44. William H. Macy, 40. Lee J. Cobb, 19. Look who's got 19 also.
Chuck.
Yeah. Because I know when I think of Lee J. Cobb, I think of
Chuck.
right alongside. John Cusack, 14. Brian Cox, 14. Philip Seymour Hoffman, 13. Andy Garcia, 12. Everybody else has got single digits. How about Port and Gary Sinise on there? Or Steve Buscemi? Oh, God. WQAM, line 9. Hello.
Neil, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How long have you been on WQAM?
Too long.
When are these people going to realize that from 10 to 2, we don't want to hear sports. We don't want
Right.
to hear
They're
about
never going to
Shaq.
realize that.
We tune in to listen to you.
Right.
That's it. Why don't they tape this Shaq and then replay it when the sports geeks are listening? Not enough that I have to listen to the last 5 minutes of Joe Rose before I hear your show. But they got the big
that was
O
my
filling
fault.
in for them?
Why not tape it? Because they never know when it's going to start anyway. They could tape it. They could, edit it, all the dead spots out of there, and put it on when it makes some sense. But then again, that would make too much sense.
Yeah, it's bad enough I have to listen to the last 5 minutes of Joe before your show comes on, but now they got the big O filling in for him. That's even worse.
Yeah, but don't forget he's
rock solid.
Oh yeah, that's right. And no, don't forget about Shaq. Bye.
Okay. There's a unhappy customer for you, Clarence, okay? The Neil Rogers audience doesn't want to hear about
Chuck.
How do you like that? But I'd be more than happy to take off an hour early any day. I mean, back in the day, I would have protested and put up a big stink about this, but I don't play that game anymore. I don't care if they want to. They can put on Chinese farts for all I care. What do I give a crap?
They smell like dogs.
That's what I'm hearing. Why do they travel in packs?
They're social creatures. They like
dogs.
Yeah, that too.
567-0560. Don't be messing with our sports, and certainly do not be messing with because this is the biggest thing to happen. Come to town. In fact, it flipped Moe's wig. Shaved his head clean, man, like a lunatic, like a silly old fool, which he is, of course, in honor of coming to town. I don't. It doesn't faze me in the least. I have no interest. I didn't have any interest before. I couldn't care less about the Heat, about the NBA, about any of those people. I mean, at least Lou Alcindor, who then later became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, at least he was funny in the Airplane, right?
He was, actually.
He was great.
Surprisingly, who'd have thunk it?
There you go. But, I mean, is he funny? Is he amusing?
No.
Is he really an actor?
No.
Does he mean anything to any of us?
No.
No. So forget about it, Clarence. Grow up, you silly child. Now you know why Muff went running out of there. Because he thought I was going to go into a big rant like that. But I just don't care anymore. Just give me the money. WQAM, hello.
Roddy McDowell.
Who?
Roddy McDowell. He's the most underrated.
Oh, Roddy McDowell. He's still dead, by the way.
Well, yeah. Hey, would you do Jimmy and Danny, please?
Okay, you got it.
Thanks.
Roddy McDowell, she's dead. She was a screamer. I'm sure that's no surprise.
Gee, you think?
A flamer. Roddy McDowell. He was a pretty good actor, though.
Yeah, he was. Just fine.
He was in the Planet of the Apes.
Yes, he was. That Gollum
And
movie.
don't be making no comment now about the grape ape, okay? Today is not the day to be doing that because we don't want to get any basketball players upset.
I would never.
And certainly we don't want to get Clarence. Let's see. Here's one that says, I guess if you included Brian Cox and you might as well put on everyone's list. OJ, no, he's not an underrated actor. He couldn't act his way out of a paper sack. But I like John Belushi better, and for fun, why not Ronald Reagan? Ronald Reagan was not an underrated actor. He was a horrible actor. And John Belushi, would you say he was underrated?
No.
And was John Belushi an actor, really? I mean, again, he was
comic,
in movies, huh?
And he was highly rated as a comic, and that's it. He was rated just right.
Right. So nice try there, Gene. Gene sends me occasionally some really good faxes, but this is not this is not one of them, okay? Nobody's perfect, Gene, but I would like to say hi, Gene, as in take a quick shower. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. That Robert Grieper call, it just tickles my fancy, you know? It just amazes me, that guy. I think he's got his thumb right on the pulse of what's going on at QAM. That's what's going on.
Probably an inside call.
They hate you, Clarence, okay? They can't stand you. You're a silly person. You're a silly, silly, silly person. WQAM, hello.
Hey, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
I'd like to start off with a Shaq.
Okay.
And for good measure, I was going to throw in a Jimmy and Danny, but the guy before me said that. How about Robert Duvall?
I don't think he's underrated.
he never seems to get quite the recognition I think he
See,
should.
I would agree with you, but George he'll pitch a fit if we put him on there because
Johnny Rockets.
I think he's absolutely one of the finest actors there is.
I agree with you. He's sensational.
Yeah. Anyhow, that's mine.
And don't forget.
Have a nice day.
No.
We got a real shot.
See ya. I should be playing a little bit more of that.
Jack, man.
Oh, yeah. And after that, exactly.
Matter of fact, Robert
Yes?
Duvall makes more sense for the poll than does Gary Oldman, if you ask me.
Okay, let's put Robert Duvall on there. I love Robert Duvall. I think he's just sensational. And one movie, of course, that nobody ever talks about that he did was Network.
Right.
I don't know why.
Because they don't talk about Network.
Well, why not?
I don't know.
Is it striking too close to home about the horse crap media that we got? Is it that Patty Chafsky was way ahead of his time? Is it that they're too embarrassed, like the people at Channel 7, to talk about their hysterical, mouth-breathing news? Is that what it's all about?
Yes.
Oh. Well, let's put him on there. Robert Duvall, fantastic, sensational actor.
We got it.
But if you were to go out on a street corner and ask for the top 20 actors of all time, very few people probably would say Robert Duvall. So maybe he's got a point. Let's put him on there. We like him a lot. Can't do it, Sally. 26 past 11 at 560 WQAM. I've been telling you about A-Laser Recharge, the toner and recharge cartridge specialist for the past few weeks. A lot of you called 1-800-287-9212, and you've saved a lot of money on your printing and office equipment supplies. For those of you who haven't called, what you be waiting for? A-Laser Recharge has got all the things you're looking for. Inkjets, thermocarbon paper, supplies. They provide service, support, and maintenance for most makes and models of machines to make them run just like brand new again. When you call 1-800-287-9212, you'll deal with Just Bob. The sole owner has been supplying businesses in South Florida with what they need in most cases within 24 hours. A-Laser Recharge can save you up to 50% on new cartridges as compared to depot pricing. And keep in mind that all the cartridges sold by A-Laser Recharge are remanufactured, not refilled. Anybody can sell you a cheap refilled cartridge, but you get what you pay for. So don't take a piece of crap. Remanufactured cartridges are the only smart way to go. A-Laser carries a complete line of cartridges for printers, copiers, and faxes, along with Brother and Xerox drums, too. A-Laser Recharge is part of their individualized service and offer you a no questions asked satisfaction guarantee. So if you need toner, cartridges, anything else along the line, pick up that phone and call Just Bob at A-Laser Recharge, toll free, 1-800-287-9212. That's 1-800-287-9212, or check them on the web at alaserrecharge.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. WQAM.
I don't care how many Dago, Guinea, what greaseball goombas come out of the woodwork.
I'm German-Irish. Well, let me tell you something, my crout Mick friend. I'm going to make so much trouble for you, you won't know what hit you.
The walls come a lawyer. I have not threatened.
I know almost every big lawyer in New York. Who the hell are you?
Jimmy and Danny, Jimmy and Danny. Danny and Jimmy, Jimmy and Danny. Danny and Jimmy. Jimmy and Danny. We have a mobile from Miramar. Hello?
Oh, yeah, can you hear me okay? I got a question about your Jimmy and Danny situation.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy and Danny. Jimmy and Danny. Jimmy and
David Woodley.
Chuck.
Jimmy and Danny. Jimmy and Danny. We'll be back with more about Jimmy and Danny after this word from Ballyawam's Apartments, where every apartment comes with its own Frigidaire.
Chuck.
It's 11:32, 28 till noon. But we better, speed it up, crank it up, baby.
Talk faster.
Yep. Peter Falk, somebody said. Now, you probably would say, he's not underrated. Huh?
No, he's perfect for the poll.
Yeah, exactly. Tremendous actor, great talent, and nobody would say, oh, yeah, he's one of the great actors of all time. But he
not
is.
taken seriously by a lot of people.
Right. That's because he did a lot more than just Columbo.
Yes, he did.
So we'll keep an eye out for how he's doing on the poll. Somebody says, please put J.T. Walsh on the poll. Outbreak, The Negotiator, Sling Blade.
Sure.
Good one. Good choice. Right up our alley. Anyway, not Gary Unger. He used to play hockey for the Detroit Red Wings. Craig Unger, in that book, The House of Bush and the House of Saud. There's just we got the whole story on our website. We got all kinds of great stuff on our website. I'm working feverishly on that website. And by the way, I told George before the show today, poo-pooing guys who play slot machines.
Yeah.
Not poo-pooing anymore, are you, mister?
I told you, the most money I ever won was playing slots.
Hypocrite.
Yeah.
Fag. Hey. But anyway, I just hit $4,000 yesterday at Woodbine Slots at the Woodbine Casino. $4,000, baby. And man, when that thing came up, they paid me the money. I flew out of there. I was like a horse with blinders on. I wasn't looking to my left, wasn't looking to my right, because the problem at a casino is when you hit something, no matter what it is, you always have this tendency to linger. Right?
Yeah, that's how they get
Don't
you.
linger, because then you'll sit around. I think I'm going to play a little over here, just a little bit, and then you just walk away. Just kind of like Muff did this morning. She flew right out of there. Anyway, just a few little short paragraphs here from Craig Unger from that book. He says, as far as the relationship between Bush and the Saudis, in the private sector, the Saudis had supported George W. Bush's struggling oil company, Harkin Energy, and in the 90s they made common cause with his father by investing in the Carlyle Group. In the 91 Gulf War, the Saudis and the elder Bush had fought side by side, and now there was the repatriation of the bin Ladens, which could not have taken place without approval from the highest levels of the executive branch of George W.'s administration. Only Bush and Bandar know what transpired the day on the Truman balcony, but the ties between the two families were so strong that allowing the Saudis to leave America would have not been difficult for Bush. It would also have been in character with a relationship in which decisions were often made through elaborate and contrived deniability mechanisms that allowed the principals to turn a blind eye to unseemly realities and to be intentionally out of the loop. The ties between the two families were an open secret that in some ways was as obvious as the proverbial elephant in the living room. Yet at the same time, it was somehow hard to discern even for the most seasoned journalists. Perhaps that was because the relationship had been forged all over the globe and arced across different eras from the Reagan-Bush years to the Clinton administration to the presidency of George W. To understand its scope and its meaning, or one would have to search through tens of thousands of forgotten newspaper stories, read scores of books by journalists and historians, and study myriad secret classified documents and records of barely remembered congressional probes of corporate intrigue and Byzantine government scandals. One would have to journey back to the time of the birth of Al-Qaeda at the terrorist training camps during the Afghan War. One would have to study the Iran-Iraq War of the 80s, the 91 Gulf War, and the Iraq War of 2003. One would have to try to deduce what had happened within the corporate suites of oil barons in Dallas and Houston, in the executive offices of the Carlyle Group, in the Situation Room of the White House, and in the grand royal palaces of Saudi billionaires. One would have to interview scores of politicians, oil executives, counterterrorism analysts, CIA operatives and businessmen from Washington and Saudi Arabia and Texas. One would have to decipher brilliantly hidden agendas and purposefully murky corporate relationships. Finally, one would have to put all this information together to shape a continuum, a narrative in which the House of Bush and the House of Saud dominated the world stage together in one era after another. Having done so, one could come to a singular, inescapable conclusion, namely that, horrifying as it sounds, the secret relationship between these two great families helped to trigger the Age of Terror and give rise to the tragedy of 9/11. I just mentioned that in passing because most people aren't going to read the book or the whole article or whatever.
Nope. Or whatever.
Even though I realize it has nothing to do with anything like that. Let's see, Christopher Walken. The best act was that he had nothing to do with Robert Wagner's wife drowning. That's cute.
We think.
Christopher Walken. In fact, Fats Domino did a song about him, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Blueberry Hill. Dana Andrews. Now, there's a good actor. Mm-hmm. Yeah. From The Chronic and Coco, underrated actors, Dana Andrews. He was in a lot of movies.
Yep.
Died in 1992. He was 83. Wing and a Prayer, State Fair. Oh, State Fair with Pat Boone was in that, and what's her name? Shirley Partridge. Shirley Peters. Huh?
Shirley MacLaine?
No, Shirley, what's her name, from the Partridge Family. Shirley Jones. I know it's a tough name. A Walk in the Sun, Best Years of Our Lives, Airport, 1975. The Last Tycoon, now wasn't that the one that was O.J. in that?
Wasn't he in more than one?
He was in a bunch of them. He was running fast in those days. The Last Tycoon, The Last Hurrah, and about 8 million more in the tons of TV. Also, as president of the Screen Actors Guild from 63 to 65. Dana Andrews, you got it?
We got it.
We even named a highlight fronton after him in South Florida. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line, searching for the most underrated actor, movies or TV of all time. Gary Oldman, 49. William H. Macy, 45. And look who's got 26 in third place.
Chuck.
Oh, man. What an actor. Lee J. Cobb, 20. John Cusack, 18. Andy Garcia, 16. Brian Cox, 16. Philip Seymour Hoffman, 16. Gary Sinise, 10. Steve Buscemi, 9. Buscemi, sorry.
Whatever.
That's like Van Diesel. Robert Duvall, 8. Martin Landau, 6. Ron Livingston, 5. Hume Cronin, 2. He's dead. Ted Levine, 2. Irving R. Levine, don't have any yet. Keith David, 2. John Favreau's got 1, and none yet for Roddy McDowell. She ain't too happy about that. Wasn't that movie called Fright Night that he was in?
It was.
Yeah. Peter Falk, none, and J.T. Walston, they just went on there. 251 votes. We're starting to get a couple of votes on there, slowly but surely. Take your time, relax. Just sit back, take a deep breath, and wait for the excitement starting very soon. Starting in Carton with Cartman. Join QM in the Marlins tonight at the North Miami Beach Ale House, 3227 Northeast 163rd Street. Stop by to win prizes from Billy the Marlin and the Mermaids. And if you do win something, say, hey, Inky, you got something better than this crap? It's a Marlins watch party starting at 7 o'clock tonight at the North Miami Beach Ale House. And they'll probably say, no chance.
My and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Oh, Alonzo, you're so big.
Welcome to another edition of Inside Lifeless Sport Holes. Dre Stan Nasal Mist is our guest today. Yo, Dre.
Yo.
What do you have to say about your admirers who are obsessed and worship you in every way and base their intellect and entire existence on your ability to catch a ball?
I don't know what I've been told, but a big-legged woman ain't got no soul.
What's your take on the over and the under of the over of the underwear?
I don't know what I've been told, but a big-legged woman ain't got no soul.
And what's your take on those rumors flying around that you're articulate enough to replace Michael Jordan on those MCI spots? They say you're getting close to signing that contract.
I don't know what I've been told, but a big-legged woman ain't got no soul.
Tell us more about your charitable work for underprivileged children, helping to improve their mathematics skills through showing them how to properly weigh crack rock.
I don't know what I've been told, but a big-legged woman ain't got no soul.
We'll be back with more Inside Lifeless Sport Holes.
But what does that have to do with... Exactly. 11:45 at 560 WQM. Speaking of that thing about the Saudis.
Yeah.
Lawmakers chaired as the House of Representatives voted last Thursday to strip financial assistance for Saudi Arabia from a foreign aid bill because of criticism that the country has not been sufficiently cooperative in the U.S. war on terror, to say the least. The vote was a stinging defeat for the Bush administration, which had strongly opposed the measure, saying it would severely undermine counterterrorism cooperation with Saudi Arabia and U.S. efforts for peace in the Middle East. I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to the Saudis, and I don't want anybody else's to, said Nevada Democratic Representative Shelley Berkeley. Supporters of the measure also argued that with Saudi Arabia's massive wealth from ownership of a fourth of the world's proven oil reserves, the kingdom shouldn't need financial aid from the U.S. Amen. Screw them. Amen to all of that. That would be like going out on the street corner saying, hey, I'm taking up a collection here for Donald Trump. Right?
Yeah, or
Chuck. Exactly. We sure not giving no money to Chuck. Although he will be paying a lot of our bills.
Boy, I got
so maybe he could use some cash, huh? I wouldn't be surprised to see Clarence standing out on the corner of 441 Ives-Dairy Road with a little tin cup saying, cash for Chuck, please. And then, of course, he'll just pocket it. I think he's a fag myself.
Shaq?
No, Clarence. I was just thinking about that during the break. I'm convinced. Anybody that's the intensive jock sniffer that he is, there's just no way. Normal people, there is no such thing as normal people, but I mean just your average run-of-the-mill
your typical
person, no matter what their persuasion might be, isn't so obsessed with, like, guys snapping each other in the ass with towels in the locker room and all of these things. He's just a little, here's a good one for the poll. Plus, how old is he? He's getting close to probably...
About 30, man.
Our program director. Never got laid. Allegedly has a girlfriend, but I think, remember that one date he had where he would, like, sniffing her on the armpit or whatever, trying to bite her?
I met her.
Yeah. Right.
Well, not that one. Not the one that he bit. I met a different one.
Yeah, he bit her. And that was his idea of romance. But at any rate, Maricon.
Not just his.
Guy Pearce Guy Pearce.
Yes.
Outstanding actor. Memento, L.A. Confidential, The Count of Monte Cristo.
Time Machine. The new Time Machine.
By the way, that was Monte Cristo, Clarence, not Crisco.
Don't say Monty either.
Little Maricone. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. We're just here killing some time while the world waits for the big breathless announcement about which we already know what it is. See, my idea about a press conference usually is to tell some information the public doesn't already know.
You old fossil.
To make an announcement. Guess what? We just did this, or this just happened, or something that to inform us, to educate us, to inform us, to amuse us, to alarm us. But what is it that we don't already know about, right? The fact that he's got a big, bald head, and the fact that he's making millions and millions of dollars, way too much money, and the fact that he's inarticulate at best, and the fact that he signed with the Heat. Okay, what else? That's it.
What more do you need?
You never have enough material about that's for damn sure on QAM. And now that we're the only sports voice in the market, aside from that silly Bananas Foster guy over there, Carl Perkins, whatever his name is, we have an obligation because we don't want to get ripped by Barry Jackass and Jim Sardi in the papers tomorrow saying, oh, my God, what's his name? Yeah, that's his name. Had a press conference and the so-called sports station didn't even carry it. They just had that fat Jew fag on there screwing around. Now, what is this? Another, I can't even read.
It's just a letter from the editor that somebody sent.
Oh, I don't have time for that. Thanks anyway, I don't have time for it, okay? I do have time for this, though. From the Independent, from a Brit newspaper, wouldn't you know it? Young male prisoners were filmed being sodomized by American soldiers at the Abu Ghraib prison near Baghdad, according to the journalist who first revealed the abuses there. Some of the stuff is from a few days ago and on our website and everywhere, but when you're only doing Tuesday and Thursday, you have to catch up. Seymour Hersh, who reported on the torture of the prisoners in New Yorker magazine in May, told an audience in San Francisco that it's worse. But he added that he would reveal the extent of the abuses. I'm not done reporting on all this, he told a meeting of the ACLU. He said the boys were sodomized with the cameras rolling, and the worst part is the soundtrack of the boys shrieking, and this is your government at war. This is your government at war. He accused the U.S. administration and all but accused President Bush and Vice President Cheney of complicity in covering up what he called war crimes. And as usual, he is
absolutely correct, sir.
No kin to Sonny Hirsch. Rest in peace. 5670560. We only got about an hour to go here. This is bad. No, actually, this is good. Can we start it at noon? Can't we start that important press conference at noon? Because I'm sure that every man, woman, and child, even some of the pets out there that are listening in the background, want to hear all they can about, I mean, what more is life all about, right?
You know, you could loop that bit.
Yeah. Well, what do you think I'm going to do at 1 o'clock?
Sorry.
What are you laughing about?
Didn't mean to ruin the surprise.
I already suggested that. When Clarence was
starting
in this morning, because he says to me, oh, well, these things never start on time. So I said, well, then what are we doing at 1 o'clock? What's the plan? What's the plan, schmuck? And, bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-boop, well, you just, continue right up. And we'll be communicating with, and they'll let Josh Cordes know from the control room when we got somebody ready to stand in by. Probably,
rock solid.
He'll be there, of course, breathlessly. Silly person that he is. And who else have we got down there at the arena?
Zach.
Oh, Zach! Zach and
Shaq.
Yeah, it's Zach and Shaq, and Shaq and Zach, and Zach and Shaq. All right, wouldn't you know it? And probably they're doing a little crack.
Who's?
Rectum.
Clarence. Anyway, what were you going to say, Josh?
Miguel's out there with the van.
Miguel is there with a van? Doing what? Miguel is at the Mickey Arison, Alex Penis Panella arena there with a van. See, we're here. We're making a presence. We're all about sports. We're the sports people. We're not going to let you down. Yeah. Oh, brother. That is.
Hey, look, there he is.
Fans have already turned out at the AAA to buy the jerseys for the Big Diesel, number 32.
Diesel?
You didn't know? You thought it was Ethel?
I thought this was about Shaq, not about Janet Reno. The Big Diesel?
Yeah.
Probably kin to the Big Weasel. So we might say that Moe has replaced his hairpiece with a weasel, and now he's on the diesel. That's his nickname, the Diesel?
Yeah. You didn't know?
Never heard that. Of course, I never heard it because I don't pay any attention to the NBA. It's not for me. It's not for old white guys like me. I don't care about it.
By the way, remember that crazy person that
maybe
was sending
a white guy like Red Auerbach used to smoke those big cigars. What?
Remember that crazy person that was sending the 100-page fax this morning and wouldn't stop?
Yes.
They haven't stopped.
Why not?
I don't have a return number.
What is it about?
They've sent to that same thing that you didn't want to talk about the guy, the Arab with the orange jumpsuit, that conspiracy thing. They keep sending the 6-page fax over. And
not
over.
interested.
Over.
Save it. Can it, okay? In fact, send it over to... Maybe he can read some of it during his press conference today so the whole world can find out about it. Good God Almighty. So we got Zach and Shaq. Now why didn't somebody tell me that earlier? I can just hear that bit now. You think that the one... You think this one is, which it is, it's great, but wait till you hear the Zach and Shaq. And... wouldn't surprise me if we can still play that and watch your back, Zach. I don't think there's anything in that, is there?
Yeah, that's never a guarantee, though, as I found out.
Well, yeah.
Did you see our ratings for the last book?
Yeah, I know whose fault that is.
Sure. Couldn't possibly.
I don't think there's anything bad in here.
Watch your back, Zach. Well, you won't wait for Moe. No, Moe, no, 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 no. Watch your back, Zach. Well, you won't wait for Moe. No more.
I got enough I gotta think about on top of getting raped, and I don't need a rating that's a -8.
Don't care what you do, long as it's understood. You gotta work a little harder on the guest you book.
Or else you got to go. There's a lot of fat producers, you know.
That's right. Watch your back, Zach. Or you won't wait for Moe. No, Moe, no, Moe, no, Moe, no, Moe. Watch your back, Zach. Or you won't wait for Moe. No, Moe.
Yeah, I think that one is sanitary. Could have played the whole thing, but we don't want to, we don't have a lot of time. Zach and coming up at 1 o'clock. That is so sweet. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Our poll question today, we got Kate Hudson on our behind the beaded curtain, such as she is. She's okay.
For what?
We've had worse on there. We've had worse looking broads on there. Yes.
Who?
I don't know.
Neither.
I'd have to do some research. Not lately. Maybe about 20, 30 years ago.
About 30, man.
Yeah. Then why did you pick her then?
She's naked, well, sort of. You can see them, and she's famous.
No, she's not even naked. I mean, you can see the nipples behind it. She's wearing
people
stuff.
like her. Other people like her, so for them, there you are.
Let me take a puke at it again, okay? Taking a look. I'm clicking on there. John Ashcroft, his beady eyes are rolling around.
See where those mosquito bites are?
Huh?
See where those mosquito bites are? Her boobs are behind them.
She's okay. She's not that bad. She's okay.
She's got an ugly nose.
Yeah.
And her face to match.
Right. Oh, I know which one it was. It was that Japanese model or whoever that one was we had on there.
We had a Japanese model. Oh, Lucy Liu, you don't like her. Oh, she's bigger than
God.
Shaq.
Give me a break. Gag me with a spoon and a prune.
You have no idea how big she is.
So what difference does that make? So Elsie, the Borden cow's got a big pair too. You want to? Give you guys, you boob guys, man.
She doesn't have a big pair. She's flat. No, and I agree with you. She's much ado about nothing.
Then what are you saying? She's got what?
She's big, as in she's popular. The guys like her.
So?
She's huge.
So is McDonald's is big too, and then of course you're eating that Burger King. How is that crap
Johnny
today?
Rockets, that's great.
Johnny Rockets sent over a bunch of food.
Enough food to feed everybody, including the Power 96 people who never share with us.
Excellent. We love Johnny Rockets. Anybody that brings free food to QM, we love you like crazy, except, of course, for people that we can't stand like Smith & Walensky, but thanks for that nice silverware. It was expensive and good stuff. And also that place that went out of business that Fat Boy brought in that day, remember?
Yeah, I do.
With that wilted lettuce. Ooh. That was nasty.
Rancid meat.
Ooh, man. And, of course, the Burger King certificates George will feed his family. He won't go with them, but he'll just give them the certificates. Right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading these faxes. I didn't hear what you said.
Right. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil, what do you say?
Yes, how you doing?
It's my birthday, Uncle Neil.
Really?
Yes, do you happen to have the birthday jingle?
No, just relax. Don't get pushy now.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. And this being my birthday, sir, I must make a request.
On the day of your birthday?
On the day of my... Exactly. No, this is a request to make a bit for Boca Brian. If Boca Brian can get the theme from Shaft and have Goldie say Shaq instead of Shaft, that would be hilarious.
Oh, I like that.
Already done.
Already done?
Done.
I have not heard it. I'm sorry, Uncle George.
No, because Not played, just done.
Gotcha. Love you both. George,
Okay.
talk to you later. Bye-bye.
And say hi to when you get a chance. Okay, don't forget. 11:57 at 560 WQAM. Hey, if you're tired of hearing about this low-carb epidemic that's going on, are you like me and have tried to shop for it? Tried to cook for it? And then, see, this is not good, try to shop for it, because we got the lights on here. We got to cross that out, right?
Cross it.
Huh? No, I crossed that out because, we got Troy Stratford there stepping on other people's toes. We don't want to be doing that. Tried to cook for it, that low-carb epidemic, and then wasted the money, hated the food, and didn't even get the results. And you've heard us talk about Balance for Life for a long time now. Well, they've come up with an unbelievable way to afford the program for $5 off the regular daily price. This is not a special. This is for real. A lifetime membership to Balance for Life. Anytime you want to enjoy the service, you can re-sign at the membership price. What if I told you that you could have the company prepare you 3 meals and 2 snacks every day? What if I told you that all the meals are based on the successful Zone Diet, Dr. Berry and Jay Sears? What if I told you that they'll even deliver it right to your doorstep? What if I told you they give you a menu so you can make your own choices? And by the way, they're the only company that does that. What if I told you that you will lose weight, that you will lower your cholesterol, that you will lower your blood pressure, that this will help your diabetes? I know it sounds too good to be true, but it is true because a lot of people are doing great on it. People on Balance for Life are losing an average of 15 pounds per month, and you could lose 15 pounds, I'm sure. In fact, like maybe on your finger. So why wait? Call right now. If you fail for all the other programs, this may be what you're looking for. Call 1-866-225-4543. That's 1-866-225-4543, or get more info on our website, balanceforlife.com.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Hey, I'm Frau Iliana Ross-Leitman, and I like scrubbing my smelly gorilla ass with soap made from jewels and listening to the Near Roque Comunista Hour. Hey, Clarence!
The following announcement is paid for by Adidas, Nike, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Hanes Underwear.
Yo, what's up? This is LeBron James. Give me a little love. Yeah. Come on, boy. Yeah. I'm a basketball phenom out of Akron, Ohio. Home of Firestone tires for your car, truck, or SUV. Can I get a little bit of love on the Firestone tires, my brother? Now, the Ohio State Athletic Association has suspended me for the rest of the season.
Oh, man!
I know, right? And declared me unintelligible or something because I accepted 2 old school sports jerseys.
Oh, come on!
You know what? I don't understand what the hell I done wrong. Unlike most people, I got lots of birthdays during the calendar year. That's right. You know what? People like to give me things like this here Pepsi Twist. A twist on a great thing. Right. All right. Anyway, drink Pepsi. Right. I'm just a normal 18-year-old high school student who just happens to drive a $50,000 Hummer. Wears a diamond earring the size of a small child's hand. That's right, look at that shit. K-Jewelers, because every kiss begins with K. Bling, bling, baby. Right? I don't get the whole big thing, chicken wing. I may still go to college. All right, I got some of the offers right here. Check this one. An unnamed school that's nestled in the Bluegrass area offers a penthouse apartment, a penthouse pet, and a lifetime subscription to Penthouse Magazine. I see they're offering like a theme package deal. Here's another institution in the heart of the Chapel Hill area, which will go unnamed. Says they'd be honored to have me. They have boxed up and sent to me a naked Russian woman direct from Russia, which I keep for my own boy, right? I haven't unpacked it yet, but she's knocking and screaming and whatnot. I have my boy Tyrell here puts it in the garage with my box of Cougarans from an unnamed university closely associated with a Wolverine. Man, that's a heavy box, man! That garage is spilling over. Anyway, I got to get back to class now with my boys. No, we gotta go. I already missed like 3 months so far. Oh, snap! I just spilled my Pepsi Twist on my new Hugo Boss suit. Look at this, I got a little McDonald's special sauce on there. Oh, by the way, come on a party with a Big Mac, where for a limited time you visit one participating McDonald's and buy a Big Mac, you get another one for 35 cents. 35 cents! It's your birthday! It's your birthday! It's your birthday! Yeah. Peace out.
The preceding proceeding has been paid for by Foot Locker, an unnamed university in the Nutmeg State, and Def Comedy Jam.
Well, you know, when you come right down to it, we don't want to talk about too much. You want to know why?
Why?
Give him a swelled head.
Well, that'd be swell.
12:05 at 560 WQAM. Less than an hour away from that big moment that you've been waiting for, baby. It's Zach and Shaq. Fox News' use of the slogan "fair and balanced" constitutes deceptive advertising, two political advocacy groups claimed yesterday in a petition filed with the FTC. Liberal MoveOn.org and historically nonpartisan Common Cause assert that Fox News' reports are deliberately and consistently distorted and twisted to promote the Republican Party of the U.S. and an extreme right-wing viewpoint. Alleging consumer fraud, the complaint calls for the FTC to order Fox News, consistently the highest-rated cable news network, to cease and desist from using the slogan. Irina Briganti, a Fox News spokeswoman, told the AP that while this is clearly a transparent publicity stunt, we recognize all forms of free speech and wish them well. In a statement later Monday, FTC Chairman Timothy Muris indicated the petition has got little chance. I'm not aware of any instance in which the FTC has investigated the slogan of a news organization. There is no way to evaluate this petition without evaluating the content of the news at issue. That is a task the First Amendment leaves to the American people, not a government agency. But Charlie Pingree, president of Common Cause, said the legal actions were consistent with the First Amendment. Fox has no obligation under the law to be fair and balanced, just not to market itself as fair and balanced, he said. After a press conference, I bet you that press conference actually told somebody something?
You'd think so, anyway.
After a press conference announcing the petition, members of MoveOn.org and Common Cause marched to the Fox News headquarters to hand out DVDs of the recent documentary Outfoxed, which alleges a pattern of right-wing bias in the network's reporting, citing statements by former Fox employees and internal memos and all of these things.
All of these things.
Exactly. How do you like that? Fair and balanced my ass.
Is it?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I couldn't wait for you to get to that one.
Oh, no. I just picked the facts off the machine there. What?
Yeah.
What is it? Greg from Port St. Lucie. It's been a long time since I've talked or faxed to you. Thank God! We have a 10-plus year history, some good, more bad, but even though I can only hear small bits from your show living up here in Port St. Lucie, I'm still a huge fan. Go away, Greg, please.
I have no life.
The reason for this letter, and I thought we resolved the issue 2 years ago, I still find it inappropriate that you've started to do your show in your underwear again. Please put some clothes on. P.S. When will you and Shaq begin together? Oh, so lame, so tragic, so pathetic. What is your problem, Greg?
I'm dying over here.
Man.
Alex Pinellas will present Shaq a key to the county and declare today Shaquille O'Neal Day.
Oh, baby. Shaquille O'Neal Rogers, is that it? Now, I certainly hope that he doesn't find this show inappropriate, because then we're in deep trouble, you know it? A lot of other people over the years, including the Catholic Church and some other Ojan Provocateur Goyim, have found this show inappropriate, and somehow I've survived. But God forbid if don't take the humor in the show. Then we're in deep doo-doo, even though we don't carry the Heat games on this radio station, and probably never will. Do we have the Heat on the schedule?
Yeah, they just added.
Yeah, just added them on. We're not going to have the games. We're just going to play that bit for like 2 hours while the game might be going on. How sad. Clarence, you're an idiot, man. You're a simpering little pansy is what you are. Who do you think is the most underrated actor, TV, or movies of all time? We got 353 votes. Not overwhelming, but they're starting to find some names on there that they can relate to. Gary Oldman, 56, as in Q56. Now, Clarence put the Q in Q56. Cute. William H. Macy, 50. Look who's got 34.
Shaq.
Wow. Robert Duvall, 28. Yeah, that Robert Duvall, he ain't no Shaq O'Neal. John Cusack, 27. Lee J. Cobb, 24. Steve Buscemi's got 20. Philip Seymour Hoffman, 20. Andy Garcia, 19. Brian Cox, 19. Gary Sinise, 18. Christopher Walken, 12. Martin Landau's got 10. Ron Livingston, 5. Keith David, 3. Hume Cronin, 3. And after that, it's like Peter Falk doesn't have any. How's that possible? Dana Andrews, J.T. Walsh, Peter Falk, they got the big so far.
Rock solid.
They are rock solid. WQAM, hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Just a little spy report from the Moe Show this morning. He said in appreciation of Shaq coming here, I've shaved my head.
No.
No lie, I swear. He said it this morning.
Moe Howard David?
Yeah.
I'll be damned. We've been talking about that all day, Putz. 56705. Well, he probably just tuned in. We don't have to be so tough on this poor bastard. He's trying to be a good guy. He's on his lunch hour, just calling us in with a little spy report there about Moe.
Absolutely.
What about him?
I don't know. I heard something about him and Shaq.
And some shaving.
Yeah, they're shaving it.
And some crack.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, how about Alan Arkin for the poll?
Mm-hmm. Alan Arkin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it sounds like a winner to me.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
You didn't have to be so shy about it.
He knows that his phone might be tapped by the CIA or, huh?
Or
this is a subversive show, and this guy's playing it smart. Just in case they're tapping his phone, you don't want to get it traced. Wants to speak real low, and like in a low register, kind of like, yeah.
He speaks in a low register?
I don't know. I never heard him speak. I don't want to hear him speak.
I don't know.
Ticking at the stroke of midnight could finally become official.
I put him up before he said Shaq.
Well, what was that?
It's on Channel 4, I guess, or 6.
Oh, I see. Channel 6, I would think. NBC 6 to you, mister.
Yeah.
Oh, in other words, they do have a pre-Shaq press
you
conference
have no
show.
idea. It started at 11. On all
it
the channels.
Started at 11? Holy moly.
Oh, my God.
You can pinch yourself Thursday.
Oh, I got a headache. My head is spinning like a dreidel. Like a dreidel on acid.
Right now, as we speak, we're trying to, pull some strings and get some seats.
You have got to be schmitting me,
No. I think
let's see on Leafs Lunch if they're talking about Shaq.
Comparison between two clubs. Let's get some phone calls in here first. We'll kick it off today with Shane. How you doing, Shane?
Excellent. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Let's see if Shane talks about Shaq.
My question is, if Blake can't go for Canada, who do you think would be the best suitable defenseman?
How do you like that? They're talking about hockey on Leafs TV. Well, I guess that makes sense.
What the hell's that?
Fires is blocked, and Nashville comes out to center ice. It's Greg Johnson. Comes to your side. He's got David Legwan. Detroit.
Oh, you know who talks through their teeth like Josh Cordes does? Margot Kidder.
Yes?
She talks through her teeth. She does.
She does.
She's just super.
Of course, that's the least of her problems.
I know. Well, she did a lot of drugs. They all did in those days. Back in the day, they did a lot of drugs.
Not like now.
Well, speaking of drugs, don't let me forget when I come back.
Yeah, I would keep reminding you, and you always forget.
No, seriously. New cholesterol advice, tainted, ? From CBS News. Very muy importante. I keep trying to tell these people, don't get sucked in. Don't get sucked in by these doctors who are like getting all of these free trips and all this crap from their detail men. All of this garbage, all of these ads on TV. They want your money. It's like every 2-3 months. Oh, we found out that chocolate's really good for you, or tomato sauce is really good to guard against prostate cancer. All this other crap, and then you find out that the study that they're quoting somewhere was paid for by by the Heinz people. Oh, sorry, is she a mess or what? She is really
like
a mess. Huh?
She's 80 and she's had all that surgery to make her look 60.
She is like Shaggy Dog. Seriously, every time I see her, they were coming off the plane, the campaign plane the other day, Kerry and his wife, and she's trying to mat the hair back down. It's just, I think Moe lost his piece to Teresa. I think she's got it on.
I'm just gonna let that one go.
Okay.
I had a line, but
I know. Back in the day, you might have thought about saying it, but especially after getting your hand slapped by Muff yesterday, after getting a spanking from Muff. By the way, Josh, you better not let anything slip through on the air, Josh, because Muff guarantees he's going to spank you. That's what I heard. 12:14 already at 560 WQAM. We're getting close to we're getting close to it, baby. You can smell it. The best pizza in town or your money back. That's the guarantee. The best pizza or your money back at the Loft. Jeff Cohen, chef and owner and Ojean Provocateur at the Pizza Loft restaurant, guarantees you're going to be so ecstatic with the food at the Pizza Loft that he guarantees it's the best in town or give you your money back. That's right, the best pizza in town or your money back. I think the lowest thing I ever heard of was when the Rimmers heard me do this spot, and they went in there, ate for free, and then wanted their money back when they got done.
What else is new?
After 27 years in South Florida, Pizza Loft has earned a reputation for quality food and service far beyond expectations in your ordinary just pizza or Italian joint. This is quite a place. And Jeff invites you to stop by the Pizza Loft today. Take him up on his offer for the best pizza in town. And I guarantee, I'll bet you Clarence's life on it again, that you'll become one of the many, many regulars at the Pizza Loft. Fantastic, gigantic portions, fresh, delicious food, everything cooked to order, nothing soggy. The best garlic rolls anywhere, all your favorite pasta dishes, 3 different kinds of great pizza, as well as whole wheat pizza, and whole wheat pasta now, too. Pizza Loft, they're in the Pizza Loft Plaza, Davie, University Drive, a mile south of 595, between 595 and Griffin Roads, right behind Pier 1 Imports. Lots of free parking. Pizza Loft is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner, and they deliver to most of Southwest Broward, too. For takeout, delivery, catering, call the world-famous Pizza Loft at 954-916-8880. That's 954-916-8880 for the world-faming Pizza Loft, home of your money-back guarantee.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
And now, a word from Howard Dean's wife.
Hi. Hello there. I'm Dr. Judith Steinberg, wife of presidential candidate Howard Dean. You can call me Judy. Not Judge Judy. That's a different miscut. People want to know why I'm hardly ever on campaign trail with Howie. Hey, did you get a good look at me in Iowa? I scared the crap out of myself. I make Frau Fabis and I look like a Shayna Poonam. Stop me if I'm bombarding you with too much Yiddish, huh? Anyway, Howie says after I showed up, his numbers dropped. Know what I say? That's a bunch of mishigas. For those of you who don't capiche the Yiddish, that means crap. Howie's a good guy, though he's what you might call a loose cannon. He's got a pretty bad temper on him. I remember one time, one of our kids left the cap off of the toothpaste. I thought he was going to blow a gasket. The veins popped out in his head, and that white spit strings were going in the corners of his mouth. He went Meshuggah. I spent 23 years with this Shagets. Most of the time he's a mensch, but on occasion, I hate him. I think my husband Howie would make for a very good president. One of the things I'm a little PO'd about is that Howie doesn't let us have a TV. I want to watch Sex in the City, I got to schlep down to campaign headquarters or to the Kroger's to watch on some tiny black and white set. I have never seen any program in color, so I'm no Jackie Kennedy. Hell, if you look at me, I'm no Ted Kennedy. I don't wear makeup. I'm like a whisker away from being Amish. Don't expect to see much more of me during the campaign. The only reason I'm addressing you today is because I was able to chew through my restraints. Anyway, gazak gazunt. That's Yiddish for Dr. Judith Steinberg. Over and out.
Paid for by the committee to elect John Kerry president.
Okay, and it worked pretty well. 20 past noon, that's when he really started going in the crapper.
Yeah.
Was once he let her out of the broom closet. No, seriously, a lot of people think it was when he did that crap, but when he really started going in the tank was when she came popping out. And this Broomhilda, whatever the hell her name is, with a rag mop on her head, she is Teresa? Really... we want all that money, Teresa.
Yeah.
I wonder which one of them 57 varieties she's got. I'm just taking a look at something on my thing here, an email.
This might be a while.
What? Oh, yeah, I got to get the search party out. Now, it's just that people email me stuff during the show that requires like a significant reply, which I don't have time to be crapping around with. It's okay? I'm trying to do a make-believe radio show here until it comes on. So they're actually carrying on the tube for hours and hours about this crap?
I couldn't stand it anymore. They're talking
to
the dog,
God, you've got to be kidding me.
People in the merchandise store, people on the street, little old ladies who never heard of Shaq, much less basketball.
Yeah.
And nothing. What do you think? And what? And nothing.
Most of the heart disease experts who urged more people to take cholesterol-lowering drugs this week have made money from the companies selling those medicines. How do you like that?
O'Neal's arrival. These guys are with the Heat summer back.
Consumer groups on Friday blasted the new cholesterol guidelines as being tainted by the influence of major pharmaceuticals that make drugs such as Zocor, Lipitor, Pravachol, and all the rest. Last year, drug makers earned $26 billion worldwide on cholesterol-lowering medicines, the top-selling class of drugs. The new guidelines, issued yesterday by the American Heart Association and the federal government, were aimed at preventing heart attacks. They were written by none of the country's top, that was last Monday, none of the country's top cholesterol experts. At least 6 have received consulting or speaking fees, research money, or other support from makers of the most widely used anti-cholesterol drugs. And did you notice that the stuff that the propaganda they put out last week said, oh, get your cholesterol down as low as possible. Get it way, way, way down there.
Yeah.
Well, I've read that if your overall cholesterol number is under 140, pretty soon you're going to be saying,
I'm dying over here.
Right.
And these guys, again, part of the summer camp here for Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh. This goes to show what a horse and buggy, boring-ass town South Florida is, because if this is what they're making such a big timus about, heaven help you. That's all I can tell you, okay? Better you than me. Although we do have the Raptors, and we have the Blue Jays, and the make-believes.
A lot of other birds.
And then the Argos, don't forget about that. And the Toros coming up, too, or whatever their name's going to be, the new WHA. I'm sure Josh is right up to date on that.
Who?
Even Florida's got a team. I don't know what their name is. There's a Florida team if this WHA ever gets off the ground, which it might if the NHL actually gets a lockout this year and doesn't play.
Does W stand for women?
Yeah. Maybe Geldy can broadcast the WHA game. A voters' rights group is accusing state investigators of intimidating elderly black voters while looking into possible ballot fraud in the disputed Orlando mayor's race. Buddy Dyer's re-election on March 9th has been dogged by accusations of fraud. The Voter Protection Coalition said FDLE agents, while contacting people whose absentee ballots are under question, revealed their sidearms, spokeswoman Alma Gonzalez said Friday. You can't do that to old black people who fought hard for the right to vote and, in fact, have seen law enforcement utilized in this kind of intimidating, harassing way through the civil rights movement, Gonzalez said. Also, the coalition believes the investigation of Dyer campaign workers for their get-out-the-vote efforts by absentee ballots disenfranchises minorities. The coalition is asking the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights to conduct a formal investigation. How do you like that? Of course, that would be pretty unusual, intimidating black people in an election in Florida. Wouldn't that be very unusual?
Never heard of such a thing.
Right.
Fans that are here, Antoine and Danny.
And Jimmy.
And Danny.
Antoine and Jimmy and Danny and, of course. Don't forget, we're going to have it for you right here live, baby, on QAM because we're sports intensive. We're not going to let any bunch of entertainment or frivolity get in the way of the important stuff, which, of course, is, that's it. Got it?
Got it.
Gary Oldman, 57. We got a good horse race going on here, meanwhile, with all this other crap going on. The Shaq crap and Zach. Gary Oldman, 57, the most underrated actor of all time, TV or movies. William H. Macy, 55, so that's a battle. And look who's in third place with 36 votes. Shocking, isn't it? It's shocking.
On account of that, because they
Robert Duvall, 33, John Cusack, 28, Lee J. Cobb, 24, Gary Sinise, 24, Steve Buscemi, 22, Brian Cox, 21, the actor, not the football player, Philip Seymour Hoffman, 21, Andy Garcia.
Yeah.
Remember Andy Garcia in Godfather 3? Joey Zaza, driven by Wally Hennessy. Hey, the finish line's over here, Wally. This way. Christopher Walken, 17. Martin Landau, 10. Everybody else single-digit small potatoes. But we'll get some more names on there. 5670560. Pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Pretty
I'd
good.
like to answer your poll. I can't believe nobody's called on this. Your very own Kim Bokemper.
Meaning what? What does that mean?
As the best one of the underrated actors.
Rock solid.
Yeah, he is that. And they got that big cow from Dan Dowd's out in front of the dealership. We'll say that for him. Do you have any reason, any idea, any understanding, maybe just...
I have no line.
He was in Ace Ventura.
That's right, he was. I forgot all about that.
Oh. We apologize, okay? Sorry, we forgot. Leave it to Josh to remember a great movie like that.
I apologize.
You don't like Ace Ventura? Come on.
They're both good movies.
Didn't see him.
And I thought you liked Jim Carrey. They were just fine.
No, I like
That's
Jim
what
Carrey.
put Jim Carrey on the map.
Let me say it again. Didn't see Ace Ventura.
Filmed in Miami.
I didn't see Cable Man.
Dan Marino was in it.
Well, Cable Guy, but it wasn't that good.
I didn't see most of the Jim Carrey movies. I like Jim Carrey, but his movies
lead me. You need to see most of them. You only need to see two. The Ace Ventura movies.
Yeah. Pet Detective?
Yeah.
I apologize.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to go out and buy them right now. Okay, I'm going to go right to the
I apologize.
HMV, and I'm going to buy several copies of several DVDs.
I mean, there were no South Park movies.
And I'll go buy some DVDs so that Greg up there in Port St. Lucie won't have to worry about what I'm wearing here. Isn't that incredible?
No, it's very credible.
So sad.
You know,
one thing about the sad people is now, 10 years from Circus, 400 years from next Shavuos, they're still going to be sad.
You've always said.
They're still going to be saying...
I have no life.
Right. And then he shows up at the track no less that time. Anyway, when you're moving or renovating, that's the best possible time to dial 1-800-MATTRESS because you can make that first night of your dream house heavenly with a brand new quality name brand mattress from Dial a Mattress. You pick the date and time for delivery to fit your move-in schedule. And Dial a Mattress is on time 99.7% of the time. Nobody's got a better selection of queen and king-size mattress sets ready for immediate delivery than Dial a Mattress. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS right now, you'll get a great mattress at a discount price. Dial a Mattress is ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. They were winners of the 2004 Better Business Bureau Local Torts of Excellence Award. And, of course, you don't have to schlep around in the heat from place to place when you know you can get the best deal from our friends at Dollar Mattress. When you call that toll-free number, you'll choose from the complete line of Sealy, Serta, King Coil, Simmons, Tempur-Pedic, and even Stearns and Foster Hewitt. Everybody at QM with a brain is called 1-800-Mattress for their beds. You ought to be doing the same, too. Guarantee yourself a great night's sleep for years to come with one easy phone call. No schlepping around, no getting all sweated up, no wasting a lot of time and gas. Just call 1-800-Mattress. They'll be there in no time at all. 1-800-MATTRES or online it's mattress.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM. Yeah.
It's been a decade since the juice was in the news. He spent his time on the golf course looking for clues. Now he's back and he can't shut up, spewing his venom and hatred. He's one sick pop, still says he didn't do it. That's OJ, but everybody knew it. That's OJ, the prosecutors blew it. And so to this day, he's still out there. OJ says sometimes he gets mad at his wife, but she didn't cut her own head off with a knife. He gets paid for interviews, needs the cash for his golf dues.
OJ, tell me, how is the search for the real killer going?
It's fine, man. I've been looking at golf courses all across America. Been on Pebble Beach, been on Spyglass, you name it. I ain't found them yet, though.
Why are you just looking at golf courses?
That's mostly where I find myself on the golf courses.
Couldn't he be anywhere else?
No, I don't think so. They gonna be on the golf course.
OJ is just plain crazy. Here's the hint. He says that Michael and Kobe are innocent. He said he made Marsha Clark's career, but she's lucky he didn't cut her right behind the ear. Still says he didn't do it. That's OJ, but everybody knew it. That's OJ. The prosecutors blew it, and so to this day, he's still out there.
Yeah, but he's small potatoes now. He's old news. Yesterday's news. Today's news is, you got it.
Just his presence alone is making a bigger impact probably than winning did in L.A. by the end.
Oh, man. I'm seriously, I'm so glad that I'm not there. You have no idea.
You have to see the scene.
And what are we going to do with Shaq? Oh, okay.
I'll go get the butter.
I bet you Clarence will volunteer for that duty. Democrats aren't amused by Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger's use of the mocking term girly men to describe some lawmakers, although a spokesman for the governor said no apology would be forthcoming. And here all of us were sitting waiting for him just to say,
I apologize.
But he ain't going to do it.
I heard some people were going to take him up on his challenge.
Challenge to do what?
Oh, they're calling him a girly man, so some Democrats are going to go beat him up.
Oh, good. Even if he says,
I apologize.
Schwarzenegger dished out the insult at a rally Saturday as he claimed Democrats were delaying the budget by catering to special interests. Democrats protested the remark was sexist and homophobic. How do you like that?
I apologize.
If they don't have the guts to come up here in front of you and say, I don't want to represent you, I don't want to represent those special interests, the unions, the trial lawyers, if they don't have the guts, I call them girly men, Schwarzenegger said to the cheering crowd at a mall food court in Ontario, California. Not Ontario, Canada, Ontario, California. The governor lifted the term from a long-running Saturday Night Live skit in which two pompous Schwarzenegger-worshipping weightlifters repeatedly use it to mock those who don't meet their standards of physical perfection. They're girly men.
You know, it looks like Shaq's about to say something.
Oh, you better open that pot.
Our chairwoman and the Board of County Commissioners.
This is Alex.
We want to welcome you to Miami-Dade County.
Oh.
Give you a big Miami-Dade
Alex
County
Penis
welcome.
Pequena?
This is the key we normally give our dignitaries, but we believe you deserve a big key because you're going to make a big impact in this community, and you're going to help bring an NBA championship right here to Miami.
Sure.
So let me do this. The big key. The key of Miami-Dade County.
Yeah.
And welcome you officially to our community.
Pretty big key.
Madam Chairwoman.
Bigger than Alex. Yeah. Now this bitch is going to say something.
Who's that?
Some nice lady.
Chickens. And we want to send
chicken.
with great pleasure our
Is she giving Shaq chicken?
and the rest of Los Angeles
chitlins.
lost this great, magnificent player by the name of Shaq. So we want to present
turn
you
that off. Turn that off. Oh, man.
Oh, you want some more?
No, I want some pancakes. Aunt Jemima comes to mind. What is that?
He's gonna
that
talk.
was...
It's talking.
Shaq's talking?
Almost. Well, he wants a crowd to make some noise before he speaks.
Shaq.
And they won't.
Hello, Miami.
Hi.
I said hello, Miami.
They're dead as a doornail.
I just want to thank you for welcoming me. I want y'all to remember this feeling right here. Everybody out here having a good time, feeling like a team. Remember this. I'm going to bring a championship to Miami, I promise.
Shaq.
So, the season starts in a few months. I see you and I love you all, and let's get it going.
Shaq!
Oh, no! What was that?
That was a preview of coming attractions, I think.
Oh, my God. That was just...
Oh, my God.
Shacking. Incredible. At any rate, I hope you folks are having one hell of a time, man. I hope you're just having a swell time. That's all I can say, because we had him on the air right here on QAM, baby. Eat your heart out, Clarence, okay? We don't got to wait for your bogus press conference there and for Zach Krantz in between eating 2 or 3 lunches there. We had him right on here live, exclusive on radio anyway, because the other sports stations, well, I guess they're not on the air. Except for that Bananas Foster thing. They're probably playing Haitian melodies in between the paid sports shows right now on that thing anyway. So there you go. There was a little taste of what yet to come. Okay, now what did she give? I thought she said chicken. I sure hope it wasn't Kentucky Fried, because we know about those bad, beaten and abused chickens. Tortured. Yeah, tenderized against the wall.
I think she said siem.
Is that what she said? Oh, man, I understand that barbecue places got that good barbecued siem. And chicken. And stuff like, and chitlin, stuff like that.
And ribs.
I got news for you. With his money, he don't have to be eating that, okay? He can be eating filet mignon every day, whatever he likes.
Gosh, I am hungry.
Shaq.
Oh, we're going to be so Shaq intensive today, you're going to have Shaq coming out of your ears by the end of the day, if you stick with us here on QAM. Clarence, you're such a mumbling little maricon, man. You're a silly person. Oh, speaking of that, former professional hockey player, I'm sure you didn't talk about this yesterday, did you?
Did I talk about a hockey player yesterday?
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
Admitted Friday that he sought to have his agent killed as part of a plot that unraveled when the would-be hitman turned out to be a police informant. Former St. Louis player Mike Danton pleaded guilty to murder-for-hire conspiracy charges, could face 7 to 10 years in the Slimer when he sentenced October 22nd. Danton was to have been tried in September with co-defendant Katie Wolfmeyer and was scheduled for a pretrial hearing next week. Danton, 23, and Wolfmeyer, 19-year-old college student from a St. Louis suburb, face identical conspiracy charges, with Wolfmeyer accused of trying to hire the would-be killer of Danton's agent, David Frost. The would-be killer eventually went to police. Frost was unharmed. Danton's been jailed ever since his arrest April 16th. What is his real name, Mike? It's not Danton. It's whatever the hell it is. I can't think of it. It's not here in the story. At any rate, they've talked about that endlessly here because they're hockey obsessive here, as opposed to there where they're obsessive now, or at least only for a couple of days till they wear it out. They haven't worn it out yet, have they?
Team owner Mickey Harrison, President former head coach Pat Riley, Sam Van Gundy, thank you so much for bringing Shaquille O'Neal here to South Florida.
Leaders for playoff points. So he must still be feeling the effect. Now short-handed, out comes Henrik Zinnerer, makes the cross, gets the backhander away.
How do you like that? Little hockey talk here, eh? While they're doing all that Shaq crap in South Florida, I really feel badly for you, okay? I feel bad that you have to be there in the midst of all of that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Michigan.
Sympathy.
All the Michigans. 20 before 1 at 560 WQAM. We got a short show today because we got the big press conference coming up near the top of the hour, or thereabouts. And then whenever it ends, George can come back. And you and Josh can kind of like summarize everything that went on.
We're going to repeat it, analyze it, dissect it. We'll get some analysts.
Turn it inside and out.
Expert analyst Curtis and Dave Hagan are going to help
Turn it upside down, slap it against the wall a couple of times.
Rechew it.
There you go. And have a good time doing it. I'll be having a good time at lunch. 20 till 1 at 560 WQAM. Is your company suffering from regulations and increased labor costs? Let Oasis Outsourcing help you. When it comes to the people side of your business, payroll administration, Fortune 500 company employee benefits, human resource services, and risk management, these are just a few of the services Oasis Outsourcing can cover to help your business be more profitable. Call Oasis Outsourcing today for a free evaluation at 1-866-OASIS. That's 1-866-286-2747. With more than 60,000 employees worldwide, Oasis Outsourcing understands the many facets of human resource management. Outsourcing is being recognized by firms large and small as a powerful management choice, which lets you focus on your core business while you leave the operational details to the folks at Oasis Outsourcing. Let Oasis Outsourcing make your business more profitable. If you want a free evaluation, call 1-866-OASIS. That's 1-866-286-2747 for Oasis Outsourcing.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Is sick and needs help badly.
Well, I never thought I'd find the kind of ride that I've been tooling around in today. Now it's a classic set of wheels fixed up the way a brother would like it. Now it's been clean and shiny and the trim is cold sanitized under my seat. I got a can of liquid cherry, yo. Aw, baby. Coconut colada, cherry, and me, baby blue. Aw, baby. Shiny little velvet, little smelly machine. Took the suspension out, so I bounced down the road in a Pit Daddy Superfly. Now it'd be hard to stop, no big deal. Someday I'll get around to fixing the brakes. Yeah. A 1979 Pompon Catalina. She's so looking fine, now it's my baby Cadillac. Aw, baby. Coconut colada, cherry, and me, baby blue. Aw, baby. Shiny little velvet, little smelly machine. Yo.
South Florida, Jack in Black. We'll be right back.
Rock solid. I have no line. Jesus Christ. Oh! I got my windows down on a hot summer day, 'cause the AC don't work no way. The sweaty freshman law seat starts to smell and gets the dusty working overtime. Now on my backseat you'll find the shiny crown that smell like lilac. My carpet shiny too, 'cause I've been washing it with Armor All. Oh, baby. Coconut colada, cherry, and me, baby blue. Oh, baby. Michael shopping wheels going over speed bumps, they too smooth. Oh, baby. Freshman law interior, be fancy to me, baby blue. Oh, baby.
Pump 47 at 560 WQAM, and the tension is building. You can almost smell it. Huh? Either that or maybe Josh Cordes ate too much of that lunch. From where was it again?
Johnny Rockets.
How come I
did
can't
eat
think
too much of that lunch? We all gorged.
Did you?
They brought a ton of food.
So beside the burgers, what else was there?
Onion rings, fries, chili fries.
Now these onion rings, were they like real honest-to-God onion rings?
Yeah, honest-to-God with real onions in them.
Wow.
Lightly battered as opposed to just...
as opposed to, say, like Burger King that gives you like those little golden crisp of batter, and that's it?
Right.
With no onion inside?
And they also brought like chicken sandwiches, real chicken breast fillet sandwiches and whatnot.
These weren't the chickens that were smashed against the wall at KFC, I hope.
They were tender, but there were no cleat marks on them.
Okay.
That's what you're asking.
Right.
What else? Salads. They brought some like chicken salads, big giant salads, all kinds of things.
Now, back in the day, I would have suggested that if you find those marks, those defining marks on the chicken, they would have been called tracks, but we can't say that now.
No.
Can we?
Train tracks.
Right. Let's see what we got in the poll here now. Let's move away from that real fast. Let's fly away from that. Who do you think is the most underrated actor, movies, or TV of all time? William H. Macy has edged into first. I love William H. Macy. He's great, especially in Magnolia, especially in everything. Every movie he's ever been in, he was sensational.
Fargo, great in Fargo.
Right. 60 votes. Gary Oldman, 59, so he's right on Bill Macy's ass, which the role he played in Magnolia, he'd probably have enjoyed that. Robert Duvall, 46. And look who's in fourth place.
Jack.
Although Robert Duvall did hop over him, which must have been quite an accomplishment. John Cusack, 31. Steve Buscemi's got 27. Gary Sinise, 25. Lee J. Cobb, 24. Philip Seymour Hoffman, 23. Brian Cox and Christopher Walken, 22. Andy Garcia, 20. Martin Landau, 14. Ron Livingston, 6. Peter Falk, 5. Keith David, 4. Hume Cronin, 4. J.T. Walsh, 3. Ted Levine's got 2. Irving R. Levine's still waiting. Roddy McDowell's got a pair, and they're shriveled. Dana Andrews 2, Guy Pearce has got 2, and John Favreau's got 1. So 445 votes. Everybody's got at least 1. Let's hear it. Oh! Everybody's got at least 1. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line.
Did that for 7th round picks that aren't that good. I wanted to ask you this too.
Sorry. Oh boy.
You know, he's embarrassed by it. I asked him.
Is he?
Yeah, totally.
I think the worst thing that he said to Shaq was, "You can kiss my rear end." That was unacceptable. That was a little over the top. I know he's not too happy having to do all this crap. But when he looked him right in the face and said, "You can kiss my rear end," little over the top. 567. I just gave the number. Well, I'm a little out of sync here because of all this hysteria and of course not being there. Like Jicka would say, I'm out of touch. Is Jicka in town?
No.
Is he writing about what's happening local?
No,
he's out in California getting wined and dined and schmoozed again. Who are you kidding, little Tommy? You kidding anybody?
No.
Not us. WQAM. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
I don't know why I bothered coming back from BCA. This is sick. this is beyond sick, man.
I know it.
I mean, what is this? Basically having no life?
Just so I know.
This is unbelievable. I don't know what
I have no life.
Yeah.
So, anyways, if you have never gone to BC, and I don't know if you think I've heard you say before, you really need to get out there. That is a beautiful area.
That's what I hear. Everybody says it's it's paradise.
I mean, it is just unbelievable. Went up to Whistler, where they're going to have the 2010 Olympics, I think.
Right.
And it is just unbelievable. I mean,
I hear it's smoking up there is what I'm hearing.
Yay, you got it.
Okay.
All right, Neil. Take care, man.
Bye-bye. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. The outsiders looking in and they say, "Oh my God, South Florida's done it again."
Oh my God.
No, they're making a bunch of fools of themselves. They're making a bunch of clowns, a bunch of monkeys out of themselves down there. What is going on, man? Oh God. Oh. See, and this, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not just because QM is for sick sports nerds and all the rest of the media is just as sick as we are. But it's because there is such a dearth, such a lack of any kind of, as Ernest Ainsley would say, substance. Isn't he the one who says that, or is it, Benny Hinn?
Benny Hinn.
I'm sorry. Different hairdo. Such a lack of substance, such a lack of anything. Nothing. Zero. It's like a vacuum. It's like a human cesspool. So no matter what it is, it just overwhelms. You know, whether it's Jimmy and Danny, whether it's Jay and touchy-feely, whatever it is there. And by the way, I hate to break the news to you, the Dolphins are going to really suck this year. I shouldn't say that probably. They're going to have a brutal year. I'm thinking like 7-9. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, Pally.
All right, quick question for you. Now that Shaq's here, do you think they'll change the language back to English in Miami?
As soon as he starts speaking it. 5670560. Boy, thank you, Pally. What a setup that was, man. Yeah. Boy, you talk about the old soft serve. Even Tiny never left soft serve laying around like that. That was beautiful. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir. Okay.
All right. Shaq and Kazam.
He's number 4 on there right now, man. He's got 43 votes.
Oh, Shaq is already on there?
He's kicking ass.
All right, how about Danny Marino?
Who? Danny Marino, yeah, he's a great actor. Jimmy and Danny. Danny and Jimmy. We got a shot.
The fans. It's all about the fans of South Florida. And with them, here's Tina Conti.
Oh, how about Richard Conti?
How many movies he's been in?
The Godfather. He was Barzini.
Oh, that's right.
Richard Conti, great actor, great character actor. Huh? Who?
Wasn't it like some Conti? Oh, Harry Conniff.
Harry Connick. You're getting Ray Conniff and Harry Connick confused, and you're mixing them in with Barzini, man. I should have known it was Barzini all along. You better get with it. You're losing it.
What's it got to do with Shaq?
I think you exactly. Good point.
Jeffrey Jones is actually visiting in town from Indiana. He got lucky enough to see Shaq.
Oh, no! Oh, I'm so jealous. He got lucky enough to see Shaq. I bet you he's rubbing himself raw. He's so excited about it. Oh, man.
To see Shaq right here in Miami, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Did you get...
It really is.
It was unbelievable.
Incredible.
All of these things, right? I don't know whether to laugh or cry, to be honest with you. WQAM, hello. Not there on line 5. Mark that down. WQAM, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Listen, man, I'm just so glad I got you. I got a name for the poll.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Uncle Shaq.
Yes, sir.
Viggo Mortensen.
Who?
Viggo Mortensen.
How are you spelling that?
Viggo.
Viggo Mortensen.
Right, Mortensen.
Who the hell is that?
He played the king in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
And he's been in a lot of other good ones, like Prophecy with Christopher Walken.
Right.
Did you see that?
No.
That was good.
Oh, yeah, as a matter of fact, yes, I did. I did see that.
That was good. He played Satan.
Yeah.
So put him on the poll. I just want to see how many votes he gets.
Okay, you got it.
Thanks, Neil.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't forget what's coming up any moment now. It's coming up momentarily. The pressure is building, the excitement. It's coming to a crescendo, and are we going to learn anything?
No.
Will there be anything we don't already know?
No.
Is it worth carrying?
No.
No, but I like going to lunch an hour early. It's nice. It kind of takes me back to those 9 to 1 days, those awful, ugly 9 to 1 days.
Oh, yeah.
We were following the Balda. So what are we calling him now? He can't be...
Curly
he can't
Howard.
be-
Curly Howard, David.
I see. Curly. No Mo. Now we got Curly. Sounds like a winner to me. And I'm thinking, since everybody else wants to jump on a bandwagon, how about Shaq O'Neal Rogers?
Okay. You could call Howard David Mojack.
Yeah.
As in Kojak. Get it?
Uh-huh.
Say. I like Curly Howard better, though.
Anyway, stick around, baby, because the big stuff is coming up soon. It's 12:56 at QAM, man. It's going to get tense.
This is Scott Burrell. And when I'm up in Boca Chica slapping old women with painted lips around the pool, I listen to the Neil Rogers 1 to 2 hour. I listen to the Neil Rogers Fair and Balanced 1 to 2 hour.
Jack, man.
And guess what? The good news is the Score, one of our 400 sports channels here, has got the camera set up in Miami. They just showed, everybody's waiting in anticipation.
For what?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's going to be...
Somebody do it all.
Shaq, rock, man.
Look who's here. It's Shaq. Hey, man, it's Shaq.
I don't care about any of you people. I just spend your money. Shaq.
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 I love you.
Shaq.
You're my man, Bingo Man.
Now give me your money. I got $4 here.
That's some details too, folks.
Take all my credit cards.
You break the 50.
Shaq.
Jack, man.
Shaq.
Shaq.
Now, let me ask you this. Are we going to be going to Zach or straight to Shaq? Somebody better check.
We're going around back.
Oh,
we have a look.
Shaq.
Jack, man.
It's Shaq.
Hey, man, it's Shaq.
Shaq. I don't care about any of you people. I just spend your money. Shaq.
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 I love you.
Shaq.
You're my man, Bingo Man.
Now give me your money. I got $4 here.
That's some details too, folks.
Take all my credit cards.
You break the 50.
Shaq.
Jack, man.
Shaq. Somebody, can we have a look?
Shaq, rock, man.
Look who's here. It's Shaq.
Hey, man, it's Shaq.
I don't care about any of you people. I just spend your money. Shaq.
I love you.
Shaq.
You're my Mandingo man.
Now give me your money. I got $4 here.
That's some details too, folks.
Take all my credit cards, too.
You break a 50.
Shaq, man. Shaq.
Now, the audience might not believe it how juvenile our program director is, but Clarence wanted me to leave. He wanted me to go to an early lunch, which I will do, because once this press conference starts, we don't want any of them cute little drop-ins.
No. Rock solid.
Or like that in the background.
Shaq. You think we forget about people like Gary Green who have been through the good? I don't care about any of you people. I just spend your money. Shaq.
Shaq. Nobody can say we're not being Shaq intensive enough now.
I love you.
Shaq.
You're my Mandingo man.
Now give me your money. I got $4 here.
Rectum.
Take all my credit cards, too.
You break a 50.
Shaq, man. Shaq.
Oh, wait a minute. There's the scene in Miami, Florida. On the score.
Somebody, can we have a look?
Shaq, rock, man.
Look who's here. It's Shaq.
Hey,
man, it's Shaq. I don't care about any of you people. I just spend your money. Shaq.
I love you.
Shaq.
You're my Mandingo man.
Now give me your money. I got $4 here.
That's some details too, folks.
Take all my credit cards, too.
You break a 50.
Shaq, man. Somebody, can we have a look?
Shaq, rock, man.
Look who's here. It's Shaq.
Hey,
man, it's Shaq. I don't care about any of you people. I just spend your money. Shaq.
I love you.
Shaq.
You're my Mandingo man.
Now give me your money. I got $4 here.
That's some details too, folks.
Take all my credit cards, too.
You break a 50.
You don't think this is going to start anytime soon?
I beg your pardon?
You don't think this is going to start anytime soon, do you?
Oh, I don't know. See, it would have been so much easier just to tape the proceedings and to play. In fact, I could have put it on here from the score because they're in a commercial right now, and they're going to carry it live coverage. I could have put it on right from here, and we wouldn't have to send Zach Krantz out there with something in his pants for Zach and Shaq.
And Miguel.
And Miguel.
And Joe Rose. Well,
right.
He's there in another capacity.
I see.
Shaq.
About 15,000 folks per game. Looking for about a 20,000 average attendance coming up this year.
Calm down, Hank, okay? People are laughing.
Shaquille O'Neal modeling a guayabera from South Florida and actually say something in Spanish. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
I like that one. You learn to speak English first, Zach, Shaq, whatever your name is.
They're here from the camp here of South Florida. Having a good time. Shaquille O'Neal and are all excited. Once again, we are awaiting a press conference, the official press conference from inside the American Arena. We will be right back with much more of Shaq and Black.
I'm dying over here.
Abu Ghraib.
Look at this. It's almost 10 after 1 already. We could have been like doing a show and stuff, you know?
Chuck.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Increíble.
I have no line.
Oh my God.
All of these things.
The loss of Moe Howard for the next 4 to 6 weeks is another big blow to a Toronto Blue Jays team that has already played 8 weeks without Carlos Delgado, Vernon Wells, and Frank Catalanato.
See, maybe nobody in South Florida cares about the slumping, horrendous, last place Blue Jays, but you know what is good about it?
Huh?
It's sports.
We think we're close.
Sports. We're close to what? Close to that?
Yeah.
Couldn't be too close because they're not showing the arena right now on the score. I know the score, mister, let me tell you. And in Clarence's case, it's a big...
Oh!
Are you sure?
You are not alone, guys.
Rectum.
You turd.
Absolutely.